Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 37th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticKnit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2025 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2025 ECHL Hockey Heritage Weekend. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Hello, Glads fans, and welcome to a Saturday night edition of Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. Liam Gadamer here with you. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to be here alongside all of you as the Gladiators look to make it 2 in a row, taking on their division rivals in the South Carolina Stingrays. The Gladiators come into this game with a record of 22, 23, 5-2. They have 51 points in their last game. They won a thriller at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida, while South Carolina enters 32-12, 3-2. They have 69 points. They have won 5 games in a row, and they are right there at the top of the South Division standings. Before we get to the standings, let's take a look at the Gladiators' last game. I mentioned that it was a thriller, and a thriller indeed. Atlanta taking down the Orlando Solar Bears by a final score of 3-2 in overtime at the Kia Center. Atlanta threw 41 shots towards Ryan Fanti, and it would be the final one that would serve them the 2 points. Derek Topatich, the Glad's midseason all-star and second-pairing right-handed defenseman tonight, was the hero, a one-timer set up by Jackson Pearson into the top corner of the net, and the Gladiators win by a final of 3-2 and get a much-needed 2 points against an Orlando Solar Bears team that they're looking up to in the standings. Orlando got goals from Kelly Bent and Ryan Verrier. The Gladiators in regulation had tallies from Randy Hernandez and Chad Nychuk. Getting the victory in goal for the Glads was Drew DeRitter, number 34. He made 28 saves on 30 shots in the overtime win, while Ryan Fanti in the loss made 38 saves on 41 shots for the Solar Bears. With that, let's take a look at the last meeting between the Glads and the South Carolina Stingrays, and it came in North Charleston on January the 25th. Atlanta won 3-2. They won that game not in overtime like they did on Wednesday against Orlando, but in the shootout, and the game-winning goal in the skills competition went to Patrick Marcinkiewicz, not in the Gladiators starting lineup tonight. 2 goals in regulation went to Carson Denemy, number 18, and Anthony Furiolo, while South Carolina had tallies from Charlie Combs, number 7, and Austin Magera, the Sewanee native, number 5. Getting the win that night was Drew DeRitter. He made 36 saves on 38 shots in regulation time, while in the shootout, he stopped all 3 shots he saw from the Stingrays. In the loss, Garen Bjorklund denied 28 of 30 and went 1 for 2 in the shootout, giving up that aforementioned tally to Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Turning the page to tonight, let's take a look at the starting lineups presented by Sen XL. First, for the hometown team, the Stingrays. They'll throw out Alexander Sustalev, Jamie Engelbert, and Josh Wilkins on the first line. On line number 2, it's Eric Middendorf, Austin Magera, and Micah Miller. Line number 3, Tyler Weiss, who scored an overtime game winner against the Gladiators earlier this season at the North Charleston Coliseum, will be the third line left winger, In the middle is Ryan Hofer, number 77. On the right is Charlie Combs, number 7. Jay Sisley, Dean Locus, and Ben Howardchuk will be the fourth line for the Stingrays this evening. Kyler Kupka, the leading point producer in almost every single statistical offensive category for the Stingrays, has signed a PTO with the Calgary Wranglers of the American Hockey League. So he is out of the starting lineup for the Stingrays tonight. Certainly a benefit for the Gladiators. On defense, the first pairing is Jordan Klimek, number 42. On the right will be Connor Moore, number 74. The second pair is Blake Thompson, number 44, with Jacob Graves, the former Glads captain, number 27. The third pairing, Roman Rodzinski, recently acquired by the Stingrays, will be on that third pair alongside Riley Webb, number 9. Not in goal for the Stingrays will be Garen Bjorka, number 33. He backs up Seth Isley tonight. The Gladiators have seen a lot of Garen Bjorklund this season, but we'll take a deeper dive at Seth Isley and the Gladiators starting goaltender in Drew DeRitter once we come back from this commercial break. But before then, let's take a look at the Gladiators starting lineup, also presented by Sen XL. Re-entering the Gladiators lineup is Alex Campbell and Cody Sylvester. Oh, how sweet it is. Campbell playing in his second game as a Gladiator. He put up 2 points in his debut against the Savannah Ghost Pirates in overtime defeat. He is back against the Stingrays, and he is on that first line left wing. Joey Cipollone, number 71 in the middle. Simon Boyko, number 8 on the right. The second line, Cody Sylvester, Blake Murray, and Randy Hernandez. Carson Denemy, Jackson Pearson, and Ryan Cranford will be line number 3. Dominic Marcinkiewicz will skate alongside Connor Galloway, the first-year pro, and making his return to the Gladiators starting lineup for the first time in 73 days. Number 74, Tyler Drevich will be on that fourth line on the right side. On defense, it's Jeremy Hansel with Chad Nychuk, Anthony Firiolo, and Derek Topatic, Andrew Jarvis, and Dylan Karabia. If you missed it earlier today, Christian Hausinger traded to the Utah Grizzlies. In net is Drew DeRitter. He's making his fifth straight start in that span for the Glads. 2-1-1-0. We'll see if he can keep the good times going for the Glads in between the pipes here this evening. With that, let's go to a quick break. And then when we return, we'll take a look at my players to watch, keys to the game, team leaders, and a tale of the tape for this evening's contest. And last but certainly not least, the South Division standings before we get you set for the pregame festivities live from the North Charleston Coliseum and Performing Arts Center. You're listening and watching Atlanta Gladiators Hockey on Flow Hockey and YouTube. A warm welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. We are just moments away from puck drop from the North Charleston Coliseum and Performing Arts Center. Liam Gadamer here with you, continuing tonight's pregame coverage as we get you set for Atlanta and South Carolina. Once again, just moments away. Now, let's take a look at the South Division standings entering play tonight. Of note, the top four teams in each division in the ECHL qualify for the Kelly Cup playoffs, and right now those four spots being held by the Florida Everblades, the back-to-back-to-back defending Kelly Cup champs, the South Carolina Stingrays, who the Glads face off with tonight, the Jacksonville Icemen, and the Orlando Solar Bears, who the Glads saw for back-to-back contests earlier this week. In that fifth spot are the Atlanta Gladiators. They are 22-23, 5-2 for 51 points, as I mentioned at the top. The Savannah Ghost Pirates, they are red hot, 24-23, 2-0, right on the heels of the Glads, just 1 point behind the Glads, 13 points out of a playoff spot entering play this evening. In that seventh and final spot in the South Division are the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, who the Gladiators will see tomorrow afternoon. The puck drop shortly after 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Greenville 20-23, 4-2. The Stingrays, they are always right atop of the South Division standings, it seems, and this year no different. 32-12, 3-2. They have 69 points. As I mentioned at the top, the club has won 5 games in a row, and they capped it off with a 5-1 win over their in-state rivals, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, at home in this building in last night's contest. With that, let's take a look at the goaltending matchup. For the Glads, Drew DeRitter is in between the pipes. He's making his 28th appearance of the season. Drew comes in with a record of 8-12-6, a 2.90 goals against average, and a save percentage of .908. As I mentioned before the break, Drew DeRitter making his 5th start in a row for the Gladiators. He earned the victory in Atlanta's 3-2 overtime win on Wednesday in Orlando. Flipping the page to the South Carolina Stingrays, well, it's Seth Isley, number 35, and what a trio of goaltenders the Stingrays can throw at you every single night. Well, Seth Isley, he shut out the Worcester Railers in his last start, made 24 saves on 24 shots, making his second start against the Gladiators, and overall this season, he's making his 24th appearance, comes into this game with a 14-8-1 record at 2.43 goals against average and a save percentage of .909. He is backed up by Garen Bjorklund tonight and Mitchell Gibson, who the Gladiators have not seen in a couple of months. He is the third goaltender not dressing for South Carolina this evening. Now on to our players to watch. First, for the Stingrays, I'm taking a look at Charlie Combs, number 7. Not the biggest forward on the ice, only 5'7", but what a season he's putting together. 40 games played, 15 goals, 17 assists for 32 points. He does not shy away from the physicality either. He has 57 penalty minutes on the season, and if you're a plus-minus person, he is a plus 20 on the season. Combs will be skating alongside Tyler Weiss and Ryan Hofer in this evening's game. For the Gladiators, I'm taking a look at Carson Denemy, number 18. He'll skate in his 53rd game of the season here tonight. He has 8 goals, 12 assists for 20 points, and he'll play alongside Jackson Pearson, and Ryan Cranford. Did some more digging on Carson Denemy. He played 1 year with Connor Bedard, the Regina Pats. They were not only teammates, but they were line mates. And of all the points that were scored that year by the entire Regina Pats team, Carson and Connor, ready for this, scored 77% of those points as a team. Unbelievable stuff. Carson Denemy, he's always been a terrific defensive forward, and he was great in his junior days as well. He is putting it together at the pro level, and he is doing it with the Gladiators, and I expect him to have a big game tonight, because the last time Atlanta took on South Carolina, we'll go back to that shootout victory. Carson Denemy, pictured, had one of the 2 goals in regulation. Before we get to puck drop here at the North Charleston Coliseum, let's take you back to the last meeting between the Glads and the South Carolina Stingrays. Number 27 for South Carolina. Graves played 66 games with Atlanta on 2 different stints as they score. A pass in front of the net, tipped in by Charlie Combs. Excellent maneuvering from Topatic. He sends the puck to the front. Score! Tipped in by Carson Denemy, and we're tied. Here's a look at the replay. Topatic weaved into the zone and put it on a platter for Carson Denemy. And the redirect goes top seed, and the Glads have tied the game. Megara falls down. He's got a man. It's Middendorf to the front, and DeRitter slides over, but the puck is in. Dug out from the goal line by Sylvester. Stopper from Furiolo. Score! The Glads have tied the game, and it's Anthony Furiolo with a blue line bomb. Sylvester for Furiolo, who reared back and let it fly. Pearson was in front of the net. It's a 2-2 hockey game in North Charleston. South Carolina keeps it in, and back beneath the goal line, a centering feed and a big denial by the right pad of Drew DeRitter. Cross corner pass, here is Combs, left circle, big collarbone save by DeRitter, and a clear by Atlanta in the mid-slot. Straight into the grasp of the Stingrays. 2-on-1 South Carolina, and DeRitter comes out. So the Stingrays will go first. This is Suskalev to the backhand, denied by DeRitter's left pad. Now to the Glads, Marcinkiewicz scores! Patrick Marcinkiewicz goes to the roof with a backhander, and the Glads take a 1-0 lead in the shootout. What hands from the Latvian forward? He has Bjorklund sliding to his right, sliding to his left, and then lifted the puck over the glove hand. Now Austin Megara against his hometown team to tie the shootout. Stopped by DeRitter. No, they'll go with Jackson Pearson to win the game. Stopped by the skate blade of Bjorklund, who gives his team a pulse. Jackson Pearson with a pretty move, but Bjorklund extended his right pad and got his skate blade to the near post. So now, for the game, Charlie Combs, who has scored tonight against DeRitter. That'll do it! The Gladiators win in the shootout by a final score of 3-2. As you just saw, the Gladiators took down the Stingrays in the last head-to-head meeting between these two division rivals. It was a 3-2 shootout victory, and much like Drew DeRitter did on Wednesday in the Gladiators' previous game in Orlando, he was locked down in overtime that night, and the Gladiators will need number 34 once again here this evening if Atlanta wants to get to 2 points. Now, it's time for Liam's keys to the game. The first one is capitalize on the power play. Atlanta, over their last 24 on the man advantage. The last time they scored a power play goal, though, was on the road, and it was in Orlando. Keep up the solid penalty kill is number 2 for the Gladiators. They gave up 2 power play goals on Sunday afternoon against the Savannah Ghost Pirates, but in Orlando, the Gladiators went perfect on the PK, looking to keep that up against one of the league's best power plays in the Stingrays. Number 3, getting some offense from the defense. Getting some offense from everybody is never a bad thing, but Atlanta's Jeremy Hansel and Chad Nychuk starting to produce more as of late, as they are now paired up together since Nychuk was returned on loan from the Milwaukee Admirals back to the Glads. Of course, Derek Topatic scored the overtime game winner on Wednesday in Orlando, so if we can keep that going, Atlanta will be in good hands here this evening. With that, we're just moments away from the pregame festivities. Let's head to another quick break, and then when we come back, we'll continue our pregame coverage of Atlanta and South Carolina. The puck drops in just a little bit right here on Flow Hockey, YouTube, and the Gladiators Game Network.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Have you ever watched a hockey game and thought, I could totally do that? Call the game and break down the action? Well, now is your chance to make that thought a reality with a unique and thrilling opportunity on the call with Liam Godimer. This one-of-a-kind program invites you to step into the broadcast booth with me for an exclusive hands-on experience in the world of sports broadcasting. Whether you're an aspiring broadcaster or a die-hard hockey fan, this is your chance to join in on the fun. Visit AtlantaGladiators.com for more information on how to sign up today. Welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. Liam Godimer here with you. You hear the Star Wars music behind me. I know you do. It's Star Wars night at the North Charleston Coliseum and Performing Arts Center as Atlanta takes on South Carolina on the road here this evening. With puck drop imminent, the Glads and the Stingrays ready to duel once again this season. South Carolina right at the top of the South Division, 32-12, 3-2, while the Gladiators 22-23, 5-2. Atlanta coming into this game fresh off of an overtime win in Orlando against the Solar Bears. With that, we'll leave it right here at the North Charleston Coliseum. The national anthem, our Sen XL starters, and puck drop coming up in just a bit.
In a galaxy far, far away. Oh, yeah. For Stingrays hockey. The athletic trainer from USC Sports Medicine, Julia Phillips. The equipment manager, Chief Davis. The assistant coach of the Stingrays, Scott Davidson. And your head coach, Jared Heineken. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your caps for the performance of our national anthem as we honor our great nation. Presented tonight by our Patriots Point, Naval and Maritime Museum. Please welcome Carolina Youth Choral.
Hello, Glads fans, and welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. That was your national anthem presented by Hancock Whitney Bank. Liam Godimer here with you as always. It's an absolute pleasure as Atlanta takes on South Carolina here tonight. Atlanta comes into this game with a record of 22, 23, 5-2 for 51 points. If you missed it during the open, here are the South Division standing. The Stingrays are 32, 12, 3-2. They have 69 points. They have won 5 games in a row. And they won in last night's game on home ice against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, 5-1. As we have our ceremonial puck drop, Derek Topatich and the former Glads captain Jacob Graves coming over to shake hands with one another and take part in this pregame ceremony, with the puck expected to drop in just a few moments, once again, from the North Charleston Coliseum. Gladiators starting lineup tonight, if you missed it during the open: Alex Campbell, Joey Cipollone, and Simon Boyko. Alex Campbell made his Gladiator debut on Sunday afternoon in Savannah. He had a goal and 1 assist, but he missed the next 2 games, both against the Orlando Solar Bears. He is back. Joey Cipollone is in the middle. Simon Boyko is on the right. Cody Sylvester returns to the Gladiators starting lineup for his first game since February the 8th, when Atlanta visited the Worcester Railers at the DCU Center. In the middle on that second line is Blake Murray, number 92, and Randy Hernandez, number 81. Carson Denemy, my player to watch, number 18, is the third line left winger. Jackson Pearson, number 19, is in the middle. Ryan Cranford, number 21, is on the right. Dominic Marson, Kamix, Connor Galloway, and Tyler Drevich returns to the Gladiators lineup for the first time since December the 11th, when Atlanta took on, well, the South Carolina Stingrays. Will be on that fourth line right wing. Jeremy Hansel with Chad Nychuk, Anthony Furiolo, and Derek Topatich. Andrew Jarvis with Dylan Carabia. And it's Drew DeRitter in between the pipes. Your starters, presented by Sen XL. First for the Gladiators, it's Alex Campbell, Joey Cipollone, and Simon Boyko up front. Anthony Furiolo and Derek Topatich on the back end. Drew DeRitter, number 34, once again in between the pipes. For the home side, Eric Middendorf, number 48, is on the left. Austin McGarren, number 5, the Sewanee native, in the middle. Micah Miller, the former Glad, number 22, is on the right. Jordan Klimek paired up with Connor Moore. Seth Isley is in between the pipes. And with that, Atlanta will skate from right to left, wearing their Navy jerseys. Wearing their Star Wars themed jerseys are the Stingrays. They'll skate from left to right. And the puck is dropped, and we are underway from the North Charleston Coliseum. I hope you enjoy the bow tie, everybody. So the puck in the neutral zone to start. Alex Campbell picks up the puck in some open space and forces Seth Isley to make an early save just 19 seconds in. It's great to have Alex Campbell back in the Gladiators starting lineup. It was just one game, but we saw how impactful he was against Savannah, as falling down to the ice is Derek Topatic on the ensuing offensive shift for Atlanta. Derek Topatic was the overtime winner on Wednesday night. Scored the overtime winner. A one-time blast that was labeled for the back of the net. Ryan Fanti had no chance. So here come the Glads down the right wing with some speed. It's Randy Hernandez as the Gladiators' second line comes onto the ice. Cody Sylvester gets a touch, plays it back to the line. It's not kept in, so we have a delayed offsides. The rest of the Atlanta players inside of the offensive zone will have to backtrack and get out to the neutral zone. Stingrays having some trouble getting out here, but now they will. The puck tipped along by Josh Wilkins, number 15. Once again, no Kyler Kupka for South Carolina in tonight's game. He is the leader in almost every single offensive category. He signed a PTO in the American Hockey League earlier today. So the puck in the right wing corner. Andrew Jarvis, number 6 for Atlanta, paired up with Dylan Carabia, number 27. He will pass it up the near wall, and it's kept in by South Carolina. Nice job there by Alexander Sustelet. The puck is backhanded to the left side, and Drew DeRitter makes a save with his upper body and gets a stop early on, just a minute 35 into the game. Tonight's scratches, first for the Stingrays. No Jaden Lee, number 6. Zach Funk, number 16, is out of the lineup. Mitchell Gibson, number 34, is the one goaltender out of the trio for South Carolina that does not dress this evening. And Troy Murray, number 40, is out of the lineup as well. For the Gladiators, Brendan Dademan, number 5. Easton Armstrong, number 7. Zach Yoder, number 11. Patrick Marcinkiewicz, number 26. Michael Markazan, and Eric Neely out in this evening's contest. So the puck flipped up. Skating into it will be my player to watch, and Carson Denemy. He pulls up at the goal line and immediately centers. Puck comes to Chad Nychuk, who tied the game in the third period against Orlando on Wednesday. A beautiful individual effort, just cut to the net on the backhand and slipped it right in past Ryan Fanti. So the puck outside of the blue line, it's rifled in by Atlanta's Jackson Pearson. Pearson playing in his 53rd game of the season, has 21 points, 6 goals. So Tyler Weiss, number 36, who had an overtime game winner in this building against the Gladiators early this season, drops the puck off on a one-time blast from the blue line off the stick of Riley Webb, number 9, did not get through to the net. So Seth Isley gets a touch. The goaltender out of Stillwater, Minnesota, making his 24th appearance of the season and his last start for the Stingrays. He made 24 saves on 24 shots. A shutout as a big save by DeRitter at the near post. And how did he glue his pad over to the right side? An outstanding save by Drew DeRitter, picking right up where he left off against Orlando in overtime. South Carolina not wasting any time, cutting straight to the net. Puck was at the goal line, seemingly not in a harmful position, and then Drew DeRitter had to get down on all fours and extend his pad as far as he possibly could to keep that puck out. If you're just joining us, 17-19 to go here in the first period. Atlanta and South Carolina tied 0-0. Draw win for the Stingrays. Ben Howard-Chuck, the fourth line right winger, gets an opportunity. It missed the net. So from the defensive zone, the puck kept in by Jordan Klimek. He's on the first pair for South Carolina with Connor Moore. South Carolina will have an opportunity. It's a one-timer from the right side. Again, did not get through to the goal. So a lot of chances here early on inside of the opening 3 minutes and change for South Carolina, but not many getting through to the net. So the Gladiators doing a nice job in front of their own goaltender, but would like to push the play onto the other end of the ice. But South Carolina in front of what is a very large crowd at the North Charleston Coliseum. Coming out with some fire, Austin McGarrett looks to get it on his twig. His shot was fumbled, and it was sent into the far corner. So Dominic Marcinkiewicz will have a lane to lay it out, and he will send it out to center. Marcinkiewicz will play alongside Connor Galloway and Tyler Drevich in tonight's game. Tyler Drevich making his return to Gladiator game action for the first time in 73 days. With that, for those watching on YouTube Live, tell me who's scoring the first goal of the game. I want to know. For the Gladiators, of course. So at the right point, Jacob Graves, the former Gladiator captain, will roll it around the boards, but the puck touched up, and we have a stoppage here. We'll see exactly what the call is. These two teams not afraid to get physical with one another. But it seems like the face-off will remain inside the offensive zone. Be interesting to see what comes out of that. There you go. It seems like the face-off will come outside of the line. As I mentioned, South Carolina in their last game came at the North Charleston Coliseum on home ice. They won 5-1 last night over the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. We take a look at the play. It was Carabia who had his man wrapped up. The puck was touched and a stoppage. Shots are 4-0 South Carolina early. Stingrays won 5-1. They scored 2 goals in the first, 1 goal in the second, 2 goals in the third. Garen Bjorklund got the win, 25 saves on 26 shots. That's the reason for Isley starting tonight's game. Oh, there you go. You already called it in the chat. Gotta love it. Nice job. You beat me to the punch. Tom has Jackson Pearson for the first goal tonight. Gladiator fan is predicting all of the Gladiator goal scorers this evening. Shout out to Gladiator fan, too, who correctly predicted Derek Topatich to score the overtime game-winning goal on Wednesday night. They have Blake Murray, Randy Hernandez, and Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Tracy says, happy hockey night. Hi, Tracy. John says, I'm calling Denemy. Gladiator fan says, if the Glads have a player of the month, it needs to be DeRitter. He started a lot of games that he shouldn't have, considering Hyder's call-ups. True that. Drew DeRitter, the unsung hero for the Gladiators, as we have this elongated delay. Not immediate timeout. I really don't know why the play was whistled down. Saw the puck roll around the boards and perhaps a long discussion with the officials, and the face-off, which seemed to come outside of the line, will now come back inside of the offensive zone. So Austin McGarrett takes the face-off. Joey Cipollone does a nice job to win it back. Number 71 out of Purchase, New York, playing in game number 51 tonight. But the Stingrays hold the puck here into the offensive zone. They'll go to work. A one-timer as the shot comes off of the boards, off of the stick of Jacob Graves. Misses wide of DeRitter. Left point. Down the wall it goes. Middendorf loses the board battle, so skating out with speed will be the Gladiators. Alex Campbell had it for a moment, but just as fast. McGarrett takes it right back. So McGarrett down into the corner. Now back behind the net. Middendorf, 6'1" forward out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Gets brought down to the ice by Andrew Jarvis. Held up a little bit as Campbell. That will allow for an opportunity for the Stingrays, and DeRitter makes a nice positional save. South Carolina has it again here. Right wing side, McGarrett atop the circle. Now into the dot. Graves at the wall. He pinches up in a dangerous time to do so, but Murray can't take advantage. But in support of Murray are the Gladiator defense, and it will be flipped up and off the glass by Andrew Jarvis and out to the defensive zone for South Carolina, but relayed right back the other direction. Man, South Carolina transitions through the middle of the ice with speed so well and consistent in doing so. Riley Webb at the blue line. Here is Roman Rodzinski. Puck blocked by Randy Hernandez. He'll scoop it up out of the defensive end. Look over to his right, and Blake Murray couldn't pick it up. Turned back again by South Carolina. The Glads still looking for their first shot. 5:20 and counting into the hockey game. If you're just joining us, Atlanta and South Carolina scoreless from the North Charleston Coliseum and Performing Arts Center. Star Wars night in North Charleston. If you missed it during the pregame, here are the lines. First for the Stingrays. As Cody Sylvester has it outside of the red line, but it's taken by Roman Rodzinski, the Quebec-born defenseman. He sends it in. Sylvester can't stop the outlet, so it goes all the way down. The Glads get a beneficial call, or non-call, I should say, by the linesman to keep play moving. Now the Stingrays will have to get out of their zone 200 feet away from the Gladiator net. Or from their own net. From the Gladiator net. I got it right the first time. Puck in the defensive zone. Ryan Cranford plays it out from along the boards. Atlanta nearly had an odd man rush, but the puck was sent a little bit too far past the outstretched stick of Jackson Pearson. And now here come the Stingrays as they cut to the inside. DeRitter comes out and easily pads that puck away. Ryan Hofer brought down to the ice, but as he was spilling down to the deck, he was able to make a pass. Now down to the goal line. South Carolina has it straight away. Klimek, the slap shot gets swatted away by Drew DeRitter, and that goes up into the netting. 13:25 to go here in the first. South Carolina has won 5 games in a row. They are red hot. Even though they are shorthanded tonight, they have depth for days. As we take a look for those watching on Flow Hockey at the slap shot from Jordan Klimek. 7 points on the back end this season. 2 goals for number 42. As let's head to our first media timeout. Atlanta and South Carolina still scoreless. You're listening and watching Atlanta Gladiators Hockey on Flow Hockey and YouTube Live.
The Atlanta Gladiators know that to perform at our best, we need to fuel our body the right way, and that's why we love Jason's Deli. With a wide variety of delicious sandwiches, fresh salads, and hearty soups, we can always count on a satisfying meal. The quality ingredients and generous portions keep us energized and ready for action. Whether it's a quick lunch or a hearty dinner, Jason's Deli is the perfect spot for players and fans alike to enjoy great food and stay energized. For meals that power our game, Jason's Deli is our top choice.
Have you ever watched a hockey game and thought, I could totally do that? Call the game and break down the action? Well, now is your chance to make that thought a reality with a unique and thrilling opportunity on the call with Liam Godimer. This one-of-a-kind program invites you to step into the broadcast booth with me for an exclusive hands-on experience in the world of sports broadcasting. Whether you're an aspiring broadcaster or a die-hard hockey fan, this is your chance to join in on the fun. Visit AtlantaGladiators.com for more information and how to sign up today.
A warm welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. Liam Godimer here with you. Alex Campbell starts the rush. As during the media timeout, we had two players go to the penalty box. One player go to the penalty box, excuse me. That was a Gladiator. So the Stingrays are on the power play right away, seemingly, here in tonight's game. 7 minutes exactly into tonight's action. Rink wide, a one-timer by Wilkins. No match for number 34, Drew DeRitter, a perfect save. And to be able to slide over side to side like that, if you're DeRitter, and be able to knock down a one-timer and in the process not let up a rebound perfectly in stride, and Wilkins got every last inch of that puck. It's a really good sign for Drew DeRitter and what this game might bring for the Gladiator goaltender. Sometimes it's how you look at the start. And for Drew DeRitter, he's locked in with his team getting outshot 6-0 early on. The penalty was to Derek Tolpadich, 2 minutes for a trip taken at 6:35. The Gladiators have already killed 30 seconds of that power play, but the faceoff will remain in the offensive zone for South Carolina. The Stingrays' power play comes in at 23.8%. Atlanta's penalty kill at 78.6%. But as I mentioned during my keys to the game, Atlanta's penalty kill perfect in 3 tries in Orlando. South Carolina has one of the best penalty kills in the league, and they'll have another opportunity here as the shot is blocked before getting to DeRitter, and the follow-up DeRitter was ready for. So, 2 things to note early on in tonight's game, nearly halfway through this power play. The first is that Drew DeRitter looks sharp, and the second that the Gladiators are playing really well in front of their own goaltender. But the Gladiators struggling a little bit out of the gate here in tonight's game. Once again, no shots throughout the first 7 minutes and 15 seconds. To have their goaltender give the club a chance to find their footing, it's a huge advantage. But still, 1:15 of power play time left for South Carolina. So the puck in the left wing corner. Played back up to the top. Here is Connor Moore out of Cumming, Georgia. He'll lay it over to the left. Now sauced over to the right wing side. Picked up off of the boards by Josh Wilkins. Now a stuffing attempt by my player to watch in Charlie Combs. DeRitter gets his stick in the way and will float it into the far corner away from trouble. Moore back on it. Now over to the left circle. The feed down low, taken by Jeremy Hansel. He'll softly lay it ahead for Jackson Pearson, who waited at the far side circle in the defensive zone. And Pearson, who had the puck on his forehand, would waste no time and clear it all the way down 200 feet of ice. So now South Carolina will have to come up over all 3 lines, and they do just that. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. At the top of the zone, Blake Thompson, the veteran defenseman. Now to the left dot, and DeRitter makes a beautiful right shoulder save. Slap shot by Micah Miller produces a rebound, and DeRitter cuts over to his near post and keeps that one out with the pad. Man, DeRitter looks real solid early on here. Tyler Weiss, left wing corner. South Carolina a little bit frustrated here. Nothing doing on the power play. 2 seconds left to go. Micah Miller shoots down to the goal line. And DeRitter! 1, 2, and 3 saves by the Gladiator goaltender. That might be the best save sequence that the Gladiator netminder has had all season long. Let's take a second look. Micah Miller to the goal line. Pulling the puck to the forehand was Engelbert. He didn't get the shot off cleanly, but his teammate right at the side of the net did. And DeRitter, who went down to the ground, kept that puck out some way, somehow. Wow, oh wow. Drew DeRitter continues his lockdown play in the net for your Atlanta Gladiators. I mean, that sequence was unbelievable. Drew DeRitter, the Fenton, Michigan native, continuing to do it all for the Gladiators. 28th appearance of the season. The win-loss record may not show just how effective he's been for the Gladiators, but when you have a 2.90 goals against average and a 908 save percentage, you're doing something right. Here come the Glides after the penalty kill, saved by Isley. As Atlanta drove down the wing with speed. That was Randy Hernandez, number 81, who got the opportunity. It's the bow tie, right? Shots now 10-1. That was the first Gladiator shot, 8:50 into the game. And it comes off the stick of Randy Hernandez, who had an impressive 2 games in Orlando against the Solar Bears. And to be expected, right, against his former team. So here is Derek Topatic out of the penalty box and now into the defensive zone. He takes a heavy hit into the far corner of the ice. But the Glads will play it out cleanly. Real nice job at the combination of Cody Sylvester, Blake Murray, and Randy Hernandez. Even though South Carolina will throw it back out to center, the Glads have tilted the ice here. It's slapped into the zone by Atlanta's Furiolo, but it comes right back out. The Glads still have it. So, thrown out of the defensive zone by the Glads, laid back. Here is Sylvester to the goal line. Hernandez was not expecting that puck in the left wing corner. So that will allow South Carolina to skate out on the rush. Right wing side, Ben Howardchuk, number 10, leaves the puck behind. And now Chad Nychuk will skate away. He'll look rink wide. The Gladiators will go for a half line change. Nychuk remains on the ice as the lone forechecker. Puck picked up at the wall by Cranford. But again, South Carolina hard on it. But Atlanta just outworking South Carolina right now in all 3 zones. It's going to pay off eventually. Cranford with Pearson, nearly an odd man rush in tight. Turned back again by South Carolina. So Charlie Combs speeds his way to the net. Patient with it. Behind the goal now. Combs looks for a lane. Cleaned up by the Glads. Real nice job defensively. Who made that play? Well, my player to watch, Carson Denemy. He's been one of the best defensive forwards all his life. As a right circle opportunity for the Glads. Whistles off with the glove of Isley. 9:42 to go here in the first. Let's take a look first at that opportunity for Charlie Combs. For those watching on Flow Hockey, he bodied off Hansel, held on to the puck nicely, but going down in the crease was Dean Locust, so there was nowhere for Charlie Combs to pass the puck. Then the other direction, the Glads came up, and Seth Isley was forced to make a glove save on an opportunity from the right wing side. An energetic start for each team. Kathy says first goal, Sylvester. Tracy says Cody or Jackson, or anyone. Anybody would be good. So the puck sent in by South Carolina. The Glads again, right there defensively. This time, Andrew Jarvis. Now the puck sauced over to the left wing side. The Glads will work in with speed. Carson Denemy over for Jackson Pearson, who was driving to the net. It deflected off of Pearson, but not off of his stick. Meanwhile, on the counter, South Carolina tries to center. They do, but again, DeRitter comes out and makes a good play with his stick. Inside his own end, Jackson Pearson will begin this track meet between these 2 teams. They're going back and forth. This is like overtime against Orlando on Wednesday night, except we're at 5-on-5. You got to love it. Who will break through first? Somebody is going to. Will come quickly here. The chances for each side have been immense. So now the Glads to the neutral zone again. Tyler Drevich sends the puck into a vacated area, allows Dominic Marcinkiewicz to skate into it. Puck pinballed around into the crease. But it's laid out center by South Carolina. But driving right up the left wing side is Anthony Furiolo. He'll send it in and allow that 4th line to go right back in on the forecheck and after the puck. Dominic Marcinkiewicz, a pest onto his man. Takes a cross check to the back. That goes undetected. And now out through the middle, South Carolina will come. This is Roman Rodzinski, the defenseman, the 3rd pairing left-handed blue liner. He gets tied up at the wall as 2 Gladiators come over, but it's scooped up by Weiss. He looks to cut to the inside. Finally, Drew DeRitter will say enough of that. Let's get a commercial timeout. 8:11 to go here in the first. Some physicality, but not too much. Shots are 10-1 South Carolina. No timeout coming, by the way. For those watching on Flow Hockey, Weiss had it for a moment, then he didn't. And Drew DeRitter, when you're a goaltender, and even though there's traffic in front, you see the puck come to you, and you have an opportunity to trap the biscuit with your stick and slowly bring it back into your grasp. And to be able to do that with a calm and composed nature, I cannot talk about enough how locked in Drew DeRitter looks. 10 out of 10 in both senses. Here is Alex Campbell, number 13. Great to see Campbell back. Forward out of Quebec. Puck in the left wing corner. Campbell has it back now with some space. He looks to drive to the goal, forces Isley to make a save. Isley was moving from his left to his right, and Campbell tried to catch him off the post, nearly did. Here comes Campbell again. Atop the right circle, drops it up for Nychuk. Score! Chad Nychuk. It's 1-0 Glads. 7:39 to go in the opening period. All set up by number 13, Alex Campbell. He had an opportunity. The puck exited the zone. He came right back in, pulled up atop the circle, fed Nychuk, and he fired it glove side past Isley into the goal, and Atlanta is up 1-0. And that puck deflected off of Jacob Graves, the Glads captain last season. Thank you, Gravy. Appreciate that one. Nychuk will take it. And with that, let's take another look at Liam's keys to the game, shall we? Offense from the defense. Well, there's some offense from the defense. Chad Nychuk scoring the first goal of the game in game number 11 in an Atlanta sweater. Nychuk gets goal number 3. And the bow tie brings good luck. Let's see if it continues here. A bouncing puck at center ice. Now into the O-zone for the Glads. Blake Thompson has Randy Hernandez, who's playing the best hockey of his pro career, all over him. Andrew Jarvis will pinch up from the blue line to the circle as the Glads look to keep the offense going here. They do not, so up along the left wing side, a check thrown by a Gladiator. Nicely done. And a shot from the outside is swallowed up by DeRitter. His 11th save of the first period. So, who gets the first goal of the game prediction right? Tracy Hayes. She predicted anybody. See, that is thinking outside of the box. Tracy always one step ahead. What else would you expect from a member of the Gladiators Booster Club, the heart and soul of this organization? We appreciate everything you do. Stingrays have the puck here in the offensive end. Charlie Combs, number 7, my player to watch. He's watched by Carson Denemy, my player to watch. How about that? The 2 players to watch come together, and Denemy wins the defensive zone battle. Not a surprise. Behind the net, the Glads have it. Derek Topatic does not have a lane to send the puck out of the zone, but now Atlanta will. So Furiolo will skate up. He'll bank it off of the boards, intended for Jackson Pearson. Past Pearson, but no icing here. The linesman deems that Pearson wins the race to the puck, but it will not matter. 3-on-2 here for South Carolina, trying to thread the needle for the Stingrays, but no luck in doing so was Dean Locust. But the puck kept in to the Atlanta end. Beneath the goal line, now into the right wing corner, drifting over to the dot. Now at the circle is Sustalev. Riley Webb from the back end shoots, blocked by Topatic. He'll turn away with the puck in the trapezoid and send the puck on the forehand diagonally for Dominic Smarcinkiewicz. He's pressured, but a penalty upcoming here. We'll see if this is on Atlanta or South Carolina. But the Stingrays may have just taken a penalty in the offensive zone. Dominic Smarcinkiewicz held up a little bit. We'll see. Sylvester comes on to the ice. And Micah Miller's going to the box. So the Glads have a 1-0 lead. And they're going to the power play. 5:51 to go here in the first.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
A warm welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. Liam Godimer here with you. If you're just joining us, the Glads have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of number 39. Chad Nychuk received a beautiful pass from Alex Campbell in his second game as a Gladiator. He gets point number 3 in an Atlanta sweater. He now has 1 goal to go along with 2 assists. And for Nychuk, in game number 11, he scores goal number 3 and now has 7 points from the back end. For the Glads, the puck deflected off of Jacob Graves and into the back of the net. But Atlanta has a 1-0 lead, and now, at 14:09, Micah Miller, the former Glad, has gone to the box, 2 minutes for hooking, and Atlanta, being outshot 11-3, but outscoring the Stingrays 1-0, are on the power play. And the power play, as always, presented by Eco Electric Systems. So Atlanta gets started on the man advantage. Here is Alex Campbell into the far dot, Cipollone. Moving the puck quickly is Topatic down to the goal line. The stuff an attempt and a save made by Isley. Glads with a new look unit here on the power play, looking to cash in on the man advantage for the first time in a long time. So Topatic at the left circle defensive zone. He'll begin his approach. Send it over to the wall, but it's immediately laid back. The puck left behind. So Blake Murray will start the up from the left wing side. He'll drop it back again. Alex Campbell, number 13. He skates in. This pass closed off, recollected by Sylvester. Nice play. So Campbell in the corner for Murray. Campbell's got the puck back off of the give and go. He rolls it around the boards. Skating over near the Stingrays bench is Topatic. He'll fire it cross corner. The clearing attempt stopped down by Cipollone. He looks rink wide, tapped into the mid slot, but the puck never gets there. And exactly halfway through the power play, South Carolina will clear. Taking a look at our tale of the tape for tonight's game, the Glads power play at 11.8%. The Stingrays penalty kill right there at top of the ECHL at 86.3. So the Glads send it in again. The second unit now on. Jackson Pearson, Ryan Cranford, Jeremy Hansel for the Glads. Play Chad Nychuk on the ice with Randy Hernandez as well. So Hansel looking for a lane up along the left wing side. We'll send it down the boards. Keeping the cycle moving here is Hernandez. Far corner Pearson sent towards the net on the backhand, cleaned up by the Stingrays. And the Gladiators' struggles on the power play continue. 18 seconds left to go on the man advantage, and the Glads will have to come up another 200 feet of ice. If you're just joining us, we're exactly 16 minutes into tonight's game. 1-0 Atlanta, thanks to a goal from Chad Nychuk, assisted by Alex Campbell, and Simon Boyko at even strength. A shorthanded intercept for South Carolina, and they will have numbers. Here come the Stingrays. Engelbert tests the Ritter, and he pads that shot away. He pads it right into the same vicinity of Engelbert. But the Glads right there, despite not converting on the power play, to make the defensive play to make sure that South Carolina is not able to make anything out of the ensuing shift to where they successfully killed off the man advantage. Tipped into the attacking end for the Glads. Seth Isley out of his goal. The Minnesota-born goaltender. Glads do a nice job to take the puck away. A hound on the forecheck is Dominic Marcinkiewicz. He gets the puck back right at the side of the net. He was set up by Connor Galloway. But South Carolina back on it. They'll force their way up the near wing. Tyler Weiss left the puck behind. So while he's in the offensive zone waiting to catch up, Austin McGarrett, the native of Sewanee, Georgia, will send it in. The Glads relay it the other direction. The linesman says, no icing, let's play on with under 3 minutes to play. The puck squarely behind the South Carolina net. They'll play it up the left wing and out of the zone, and they'll skate on the attack 2-on-2. Threading the needle are the Stingrays to pack back to the trailer, missed. And now Dominic Marcinkiewicz will headman a 3-on-2 rush. Marcinkiewicz in the middle, drops it off to the left wing. Here is Connor Galloway. He swipes it over to the right point. And the drive from the line comes in. It's blocked. The Gladiators keep it in here at the O-zone, and a save by Isley. I believe Drevich got that opportunity. Another setup for Marcinkiewicz. He fanned on the one-timer. Left point, Furiolo moves it quickly at the top. Drevich received pressure, but did a nice job at the line to keep it moving down the zone to prevent an odd man rush the other direction for South Carolina. The Glad still with it in the offensive zone. Now onto the ice is Nychuk. Exactly 18 minutes into this first period. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Simon Boyko looks to take the puck away from South Carolina, who tries to exit, and they cannot. The Glads keep it in. Nychuk shoots, and he missed the net. Glove side. Nychuk in a very similar spot to where he scored his goal Missed the net that time. Nychuk's got it back. He looks to center to the front, and the pass just missed. The Glads all over the Stingrays here. Atlanta with one of their best first periods all season. Here's Boyko to the high slot, and he had it poke checked off his stick. The Glads still with it. Drive from the high slot. That was Furiolo, blocked again by the Stingrays. Best first period you could have, getting out shot 13-4. But the shots on goal not indicative on the flow of play, I would say. The Glads have it outside of the red line, right next to the Stingray bench. They send it in. It deflects off of a South Carolina player. That allows the Glads a chance to drive in. And Isley again comes out and makes a big save. So Micah Miller, after serving his 2-minute stint in the penalty box for hooking, looks to go on the attack. The Glads turn it over. South Carolina has a chance. Saved by DeRitter. He's down, and he makes another save. It's the Drew DeRitter Show in North Charleston. Let's take a look at the replay for those watching on Flow Hockey. A backhander stopped by DeRitter's midsection. The puck laid at the near post, and he somehow, through a pile of bodies, stretched that glove out. Got it covered. Whew. What a first period. Let's go back to the YouTube chat. Tracy says, I love winning. I love winning too. I love being up 1-0. That's great. As we play on, South Carolina wins the draw. Immediately flung to the net by Moore. Blocked down by Howardchuk. He's got the puck at the left dot. One-timer from the point. Got redirected high over to Ritter, and he tracks it again. Fuzzy says, now that's a promo. Liam's tie night. I know our executive vice president, Jared Youngman, is watching Liam's tie night for fan appreciation. Austin McGarrett at the near circle will take the face-off. 40 seconds to go in the period. Tracy says, next goal options, one of the Twins. No Patricks in tonight's game. Randy Hernandez, Connor Galloway. Tonight's scratches, Brendan Datema, Easton Armstrong, Zach Yoder, Patrick Smarson-Kavix, Michael Markazan, who heads to bereavement, and Atlanta's captain, Eric Neely. Draw win in the defensive end for the Glads. They look to clear by sending the puck off of the high glass, and they do just that. Recollected and thrown into the offensive zone from the neutral end of the ice by the Stingrays, but laid right back out by the Glads without icing the puck. So Jordan Klimek, right next to his own goaltender, with 20 seconds and counting left to play in the frame. He'll send the puck to the near side for Connor Moore, who will start the up at the red line. Number 17, Jamie Engelbert, was tied up, but upon the send-in, the Glads take it right back. Laid all the way down deep, the Stingrays waiting for an icing that never comes. And that does it for the first period. Atlanta up 1-0 after 20 over South Carolina. The only goal to Chad Nychuk, number 39. But that will send it to a quick break, and then when we return, I've got a recap of period number 1, and then a little bit later in the intermission, I've got highlights of the first period, including Chad Nychuk's goal and the heroics from Drew DeRitter, picking up right where he left off on Wednesday night at the Kia Center in overtime against the Orlando Solar Bears. It's 1-0 Gladiators after 20. We'll be right back for a recap of the first.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 37th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticKnit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; VFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2025 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2025 ECHL Hockey Heritage Weekend. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. Liam Godimer here with you after the first period. Atlanta holds a 1-0 lead in North Charleston over their division rivals in the Stingrays. How did we get to a 1-0 score? Well, let's talk about it. The shots on goal dominance from the Stingrays, 16-4 after the opening 20 minutes of play, but the only goal came at 12:21. Chad Nychuk, his third goal of the season, assisted by the returning Alex Campbell and Simon Boyko. Drew DeRitter in that first period made 16 saves on 16 shots, while Seth Isley for the Stingrays did not see a lot of rubber, but he went 3 for 4 for the Stingrays. The penalties: first, Eric Topadich took a 2-minute minor for a trip at 6:35. A power play for South Carolina that was successfully killed off by the Glads. Then at 14:09, Micah Miller took a 2-minute minor for a hook, a power play for the Gladiators that would be successfully killed off by South Carolina, and that leads us to the 1-0 score we are currently at, once again, after 20 minutes of play from the North Charleston Coliseum. Drew DeRitter, he made 16 saves on 16 shots in that first period, and I can't wait to end this recap so I can go and edit those highlights to show you all his heroics from period number 1, holding serve with the Gladiators up 1-0 over the high-powered Stingray offense. With that, we'll keep it right here at the North Charleston Coliseum, and I'll be back in a few minutes to bring you highlights of the first period. Atlanta up 1-0 after 20.
Congratulations. So, would you guys take your date? Are we invited? All right, it's gonna be a big church, a big chapel. All right, come on, give it up for Jamie, Chris. That's a beautiful thing. All right, listen, we need two goals further. It's Saturday night, I want some free pizza, so we need 4 goals. So the boys in the back, they need we need some energy in the building. Everybody, I can see on your feet on 1. Give me your best. Let's go, Braves. 3, 2, 1, let's go! When there's a various proposals, don't forget, let's change entertain. Here's lesson 1. Timing and location is everything. It's just like you being in the perfect place on the ice to be able to shoot that game and goal. That's right. It's amazing. You're going to do great at this. All right, lesson number 2. And that is, part of the analysis is not good. This is nothing with that play. But what we are going to do is that we're going to practice easy to that person that just bought our return. You're going to be amazing. That's so good. Oh, there's one more thing. You got to have a perfect run. Make sure you smile really big. There you go. Man, all this thing is amazing. Service master trusted the man, the yellow man, has taken up with Brooks and Son Construction. Brent Newton for trusted IC's club. You see it right now. Sleeping and slip. This season, you get rookies and ladies out on the ice. Hey fans, be sure to listen to the San Antonio drivers as they roll by you. Going back. I love that. The Zayers are presented by Service master trusted man, the yellow man, and Brooks and Son Construction. Hey fans, this season, the Stingrays principal owner, Mr. Todd Howard, will be donating $1,993 back to a local nonprofit organization for every Stingrays home game. Tonight's assist in the game will be going to Towns for Troops. Their mission is to support the local country's active military and home abroad by creating social events and supporting on-base activities. Learn more about Towns for Troops. Visit Towns for Troops SE.org. A thank you to Towns for Troops. Fans, it's time now to welcome our troops tonight. First in the white ball hard seltzer, Jill Sloan, welcome to Resinac. Thanks so much for being here. Resinac, the sponsor of the first period. Over in the Red Vodka, Jill Sloan is Jeff Cook, Registered LPT, tonight's sponsor of Star Wars Night. In the Brooks and Son Construction Chill Zone, ironically, is Brooks and Son Construction. Thanks for coming out tonight and supporting Stingrays hockey. We'd also like to give a shout out to our groups in the Super Suites. First to Red Rocket and IPS. They're enjoying the game from the Super Suites. Experience a Stingrays game like never before in the Super Suites. This premium viewing experience for up to 50 people includes a flat lounge with televisions, restrooms, and luxury leather seats. Chill zones offer a unique glass view of the game. For more info on how you can enjoy a game from one of our Super Suites or Chill zones, visit StingraysHockey.com and call the front office 843-744-2248. Hey fans, are you curious about your home's value? You can scan the QR code you see on the screen right now to visit the Jeff Cook Real Estate Home Friendly Form for a free instant home valuation from Jeff Cook Real Estate LPT Realty. Get the value you deserve fast. Thanks to Jeff Cook Real Estate LPT Realty for sponsoring Star Wars Night with the ring. Hey fans, in partnership with Injury Attorney Training Hero, we remind you to drink responsibly during tonight's game, and please do not drink and drive. Injury Attorney Training Hero is offering $10 off your Uber ride tonight. All you gotta do is scan the QR code you see on the video board for this exclusive offer. We say thank you to Injury Attorney Training Hero for sponsoring Stingrays hockey. Remember, Trey helps. Time for you to vote for the ready of the game. Presented by our time to shine car wash. Scan the QR code on the video board to vote for tonight's MVP of the game. One lucky winner will be selected to win a free month of car washes, courtesy of Time to Shine Car Wash. Good luck. Thanks to Shane Griffin Entertainment, let's Shane Entertain.com. It's time for you to be the DJ. Scan the QR code, see on the video board, and place your vote. For which song you want to hear tonight? You Be the DJ is presented by Shane Griffin Entertainment. Let's Shane Entertainment.com. 154 5-star Google reviews. Hey, Dennis, check the video board. It's time now for the Star Wars Stormtrooper Dance Cam. If you are dressed up tonight for Star Wars Night, let's see your best moves. Check that video board. The camera may lay it on you.
Hello, Glads fans, and welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey, live on YouTube and Flow Hockey, the ECHL's exclusive streaming partner. Atlanta with a 1-0 lead over the South Carolina Stingrays after the first 20 minutes on Star Wars Night from the North Charleston Coliseum. For all of those watching on YouTube, let's take you back to period number 1, including Chad Nychuk's opening goal and Drew DeRitter's outstanding performance in between the pipes. Play 2 seconds left to go. Micah Miller shoots down to the goal line, and DeRitter 1, 2, and 3 saved by the Gladiator goaltender. Score! Chad Nychuk. It's 1-0 Glads. 7:39 to go in the opening period. All set up by number 30, Fed Nychuk, and he fired it outside past Isley into the goal, and Atlanta is up 1-0. That puck to the side, a check thrown by a Gladiator, nicely done. A shot from the outside is swallowed up by DeRitter, his 11th save of the first period. Carolina, and they will have numbers. Here come the Stingrays. Engelbert tests DeRitter, and he pads that shot away. He pads to go on the attack. The Glads turn it over. South Carolina has a chance. Saved by DeRitter. He's down, and he makes another save. It's the Drew DeRitter Show in North Charleston. The opening period seriously was the Drew DeRitter Show in North Charleston. Chad Nychuk, as you saw, scored the only goal up to this point in the contest. He received a pass from atop the right circle off of the stick of Alex Campbell, who returns to the Gladiators starting lineup after a 2-game absence. He missed both games in Orlando after a goal and an assist in his Gladiator debut on Sunday afternoon in Savannah. But now he's back, and he sets up the opening goal. Nychuk had a clear lane to the net. The only player in front of him outside of the goaltender, Seth Isley, was, well, the former Glad captain, Jacob Graves. And Nychuk's shot deflected off of the Stingray defender and over the glove hand of Isley and into the back of the net, giving the Gladiators the 1-0 lead they currently hold over the Stingrays, with the second period set to start in just a moment. Both teams re-entering the playing surface. South Carolina, of course, wearing their Star Wars-themed jerseys. Black and white colored. Repping the dark side. Not really a Star Wars guy. Not going to lie. Maybe I got that right. Gladiators, of course, wearing their navy sweaters. The Glads will skate from left to right. In this second period, the Stingrays from right to left, and our SenXL starters just moments away for the Glads and the Stingrays. Before we get you to the opening puck drop and our SenXL starters, another look at our South Division standings entering play tonight. Florida, 78 points. They're at the top in that number 1 spot. South Carolina, 9 points behind the Florida Everblades. Jacksonville with 66 points. They just made a head coaching change, moving on from Brandon Mashinter in favor of Sean Teakle. The Orlando Solar Bears, who the Glads saw in their last 2 games, they have 64 points, the team that Atlanta is looking up to in that 4th and final playoff spot. The Savannah Ghost Pirates, they're riding high, playing some of their best hockey of the seaseason. They're 24-23, 2-0. They have 50 points, 1 point behind the Gladiators entering play tonight. And the Greenville Swamp Rabbits last, but certainly not least, in that 7th spot. Before the second period begins, another look at our tail of the tape. The power plays. South Carolina, 23.8%, but they did not convert on their power play opportunity in period number 1. Atlanta's power play also struggling a bit. South Carolina on home ice. Look at that last statistic there on the left side. The best home record in the ECHL, 22-3-1. The Glads have a 1-0 lead, looking to win their 2nd game in this building this season. Now it's time for our SNXL starters. The Glads, once again, will skate from left to right wearing their Navy jerseys. They open up with Joey Cipollone in the middle. Simon Boyko, number 8, on the right. Alex Campbell, number 13, on the left. Anthony Furiolo and Derek Topatic on defense. But the faceoff is won by the Stingrays, who open up with Eric Biddendorf, Austin Magera, and Mike Miller. While on defense will be Jordan Klimek and Connor Moore. Those are your starters, presented by SunXL Georgia. So Alex Campbell, number 13, will start the up inside the opening 20 seconds of the frame. Patient with the puck, Topatic at the blue line, and Isley makes a glove save, but he did not catch that puck cleanly. It just deflected off of the leather, so the Stingrays turn it over to Cipollone, and Isley makes another save. 2 big-time saves inside the opening minute of this second period for Seth Isley, the South Carolina goaltender. He only faced 4 shots in that opening period. Obviously, part of the message from head coach Derek Nesbitt and assistant coach Matt Ginn is to test the goaltender more. And the Glads doing just that. Couldn't have written up a better first shift of the period. Well, I could have. He could have scored. But outside of that, the Gladiators test the Stingray goaltender twice, and they were 2 tough saves. So now the Glads come out of the defensive zone again. This time it'll be the line of Cody Sylvester with Blake Murray and Randy Hernandez. Outside of the blue line, Hernandez had a moment, tried to set up Murray, but instead Sustalev will set up Wilkins on the other end of the ice, and DeRitter makes a solid save up along the near post to rob the Russian forward. The Glads inside the attacking zone, but Thompson will turn it the other way. Dumped in by the Stingrays right at the side of the Gladiator net to the stick side of Drew DeRitter. He sees the puck go yonder, and now Randy Hernandez will pick it up. So Sylvester, right circle, shoots into the catching glove of Seth Isley. That puck was probably going wide, but Cody Sylvester, playing in his first game since February the 8th, gets the opportunity. 3rd shot of the period already. Here was the chance for Topatic. Padded away by Isley, and then Cipollone had a grade A chance, perhaps a better opportunity than the one Topatic had. And lastly, Cody Sylvester with the opportunity that was gloved down by Isley. So Ryan Hofer will take the faceoff in the defensive zone for South Carolina. The Glad in the dot will peel away in lieu of a different faceoff taker. Jackson Pearson comes away, and Ryan Cranford comes into the dot. Puck picked up by Jackson Pearson off of the draw win. At the near wall, he'll reverse it. Down low, Carson Denemy fights through a check, drops the puck off for Cranford, who banks it off of the boards to the defense. Nychuk, D-to-D for Hansel, who will sauce it into the far corner. Played immediately to the front, but nobody there for the Glads. So South Carolina's Tyler Weiss will get it only as far as the red line, where the Glads are standing up, ready to take the puck away, and they do just that. Denemy, inside of the blue line, will swipe it forward. Right wing corner. The Glads wait on the puck. They have it here. At the line, Hansel with a wrister, blocked down by the Stingrays. Hansel has it back, throws it over adjacent to the Gladiator bench, and played northward for Ryan Cranford, who's brought down to the ice. Into the trapezoid, seeing the puck hop over his stick, was Denemy. He's right at the end of his shift, so South Carolina will skate out, past the red line, and dump it in on Drew DeRitter, who once again was the star of the show. In that first period, 16 for 16, has gone 1 for 1 so far in the second period, 2:50 in. So Charlie Combs, number 7, will lay it softly on the backhand with the puck taken by Jeremy Hansel, who turns the correct direction to create some more open space. And Connor Galloway will tip it into the neutral zone. Taken over by South Carolina. And right outside of the red line, Jordan Klimek will send it in. Klimek has it back as the puck pinballs outside of the blue line, and now Klimek will send it in once more. Tyler Drevich, number 74, for the Glads. Rink wide, out through the middle. Here come the fourth line for Atlanta. Connor Galloway will flip it in into some open space, keeping the cycle moving here is Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Drevich lets it go. Here's Topatic from the wall, and Isley makes a save. Rebound led up by Isley at the point. A one-timer comes in, and again, it misses wide of the goal. The Glads starting to stack shifts here. Galloway shoots from the left circle, and Isley makes a save right at the side of the goal. Looking to drive into it was Tyler Drevich, and he got smacked from behind, perhaps into the goalpost. Drevich saw some daylight and took a hit. Drevich has it back, sets up a man. It's a trailer and a save made by Isley's bicep. Comes out for Topatic. How about another chance? And Isley makes one more save. The Glads all over the Stingrays. Alex Campbell to the back door, and Boyko banned on his opportunity right at the far side of the ice. Glads with some tremendous chances here. South Carolina has the puck here in the offensive zone. Austin McGarrett looks to fling it towards the net. Behind the goal now, taking a shove is a Stingray. That was Jace Isley, who was brought down by Anthony Furiolo. Things starting to get physical in North Charleston. 4:35 gone by in the second period. Atlanta has a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Chad Nychuk. So Micah Miller pulls up at the goal line, looks to center, missed McGarrett, but found a man at the blue line. The shot comes in, and DeRitter gets a piece with his blocker. At the left flank, played down low to the goal line by Miller for Middendorf, but coming back is the centerman in Cipollone. He ties up his man in the far corner. Cipollone finds some support, gets the puck back, and he will backhand it all the way down the ice. It's a bouncing puck that is cleaned up at the very last moment by Connor Moore. So here's McGarrett. Wide open is Wilkins. He tries to stuff it in, and DeRitter holds onto the puck, but he backhands it. Not over the goal line. The referee says no goal. I believe DeRitter kept that puck out with his glove. Let's take a look at the replay. Middendorf, a between the legs feed. McGarrett attempted to give and go. He missed Middendorf, but he found Wilkins at the goal line. He tried to stuff it in at the far post. DeRitter shut him down there, and then Wilkins tried to backhand it over the goal line, but Furiolo got down. And I don't think the referee had a clear vision as to whether the puck completely crossed the goal line. We're taking a look at the overhead view for those watching on Flow Hockey. That's not a goal. That is not a goal. Anthony Furiolo saved a goal right there. The overhead view shows you everything you need to know. And in my opinion, in this broadcaster's opinion, the call on the ice was no goal. There is no conclusive evidence that the puck completely crossed the goal line. It was lost in Furiolo's gear, and you cannot look at that overhead and clearly determine that this play should be overturned. As they're starting to slow down the overhead view a little bit, it looks a little closer than I may have initially thought, but I still don't think, with the call on the ice being no goal, that this should count. I really don't. But the longer this goes, the better this is for the Stingrays. It's 1-0 Gladiators right now, but South Carolina may have just tied the game. Here's another look at the overhead. And again, I'll show you all on the highlights after the second period. DeRitter stretched as far to his left as he could. Furiolo was stuffed into the net in an attempt to keep it out because he read the play that Wilkins was trying to attempt. Furiolo was in good position to keep that out. He wasted no time sliding his way into the net. And again, the puck was not backhanded towards the skate blade of Furiolo, which was past the goal line. It was backhanded in between his knees, which I'm not convinced were fully across the line. I'm going to say what I said before. And again, nothing against the officials if the call goes the other way. But I don't see how you can look at that play, call it no goal on the ice. Take a look at this overhead that all of us on Flow Hockey and I'm looking at. and call this a goal and overturn it. I just don't see it. I just do not see it. There isn't as much of a gray area in pucks that completely cross the goal line as there is in goaltender interference and other calls that are reviewable. But this one, you need clear and convincing evidence. And here is a real close look. But again, when the puck is visible, it's not clearly across the line. The puck is out of sight. When you would think, based on its forward momentum, it would go across the goal line. But again, as I mentioned at the top, the longer this goes, the better it is for South Carolina. And of course, you always want to get the call right. No doubt about that. Jeff says, you say that, but the curse of the iPad is a thing. Yep, it is. And they are indeed looking at an iPad. Should we reverse jinx the iPad? Nah. We won't reverse jinx the iPad. I'm so confident that this will not be a goal. There's no need to reverse jinx the iPad. But if it is indeed a goal, that'll be disappointing for the Glads. And for me. And for all of you on YouTube. Furiolo stressed out, looking from the bench up to the scoreboard at the overhead. DeRitter made an outstanding save at the far post initially, but a nice job by Wilkins to pick up that puck on the backhand. Coming out is the referee, and we've got no goal. The reverse jinx not needed. Thank you. Thank you very much. No goal. It's 1-0 Gladiators. And again, I'll say what I said. You can't look at that play and honestly say, we should overturn the call on the ice. You can't. And this was a play that the referee got absolutely right. Nicely done. And the curse of the iPad is dead. Fuzzy says, wow, must be a full moon. Is it? Got to raise the blinds over here in the Gladiators front office as we're taking another look at the overhead. I mean, Jared Nightingale and Sense, that's the head coach for South Carolina. Of course, the fans feel the same way. But that's just the nature of reviewable plays. You see the Stingrays mascot on Flow Hockey shaking his head behind the Ritter. That's great. That's great. He has his hands like this. Disappointed. No goal. It's 1-0 Glads. Let's play on, baby. 14:42 to go in the second period. Atlanta skating from left to right. We'll have a defensive zone face-off coming up for Atlanta. Jamie Engelbert, the first-line center for South Carolina, and Blake Murray, the second-line centerman for the Glads. And Murray wins it back. Big check thrown onto Jarvis, who drops his stick. Now he immediately has to go and defend as South Carolina on the prowl. Shot from the top. That came off the tape of Sustalev, blocked by Jarvis, who didn't have his stick, as the crowd in North Charleston letting the officials hear it. Another big shoulder thrown onto Carabia. Outside of the red line, Connor Moore will lay it over to the far side of the ice, adjacent to his own bench. In the far corner defensive zone, the referee takes a piece of a hit thrown by a Stingray. And the crowd goes crazy. 6 minutes into the second. Jarvis at the goal line. He has to brace himself for a big hit. But before that, he'll sauce it all the way up in the air. Jarvis again, pressured. The puck freed up for Murray, who comes back to help out. And now the Glads will start a 2-on-2. Here is Carson Denemy. He'll take a lap around the Stingray net to the point. Hansel drops it off. Nychuk shoots. It's blocked. Going down is Hernandez. The Stingrays can't get it out of the D zone. Excellent work by this line. Back to the point. Extending his twig to the last inch is Hansel in an attempt to find Nychuk. But it's picked up here by Sustalev for South Carolina, but again intercepted by the Glads. They'll have numbers. Hansel to the back door for Cranford. Stuffed down by Isley. Cranford again keeps the cycle moving. The puck pushed past Pearson into the far side, one-handed by Denemy to the line. Nychuk for Hansel. Left circle, slap pass to the net by Denemy. Hops high in the air, stopped down by the Stingrays, and South Carolina at the last moment will bank it off of the boards. No icing here, as getting to the puck first will be South Carolina. They immediately center, and DeRitter comes out to get a cover. 12:41 to go in the second. Atlanta had a great opportunity at the Stingray net. Hansel set up Cranford, who tried to backhand it in, but Isley showed up large in the net. Let's head to immediate timeout. 12:41 to go in the second period. The Glads still up 1-0, despite a replay review.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 37th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticKnit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; VFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2025 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2025 ECHL Hockey Heritage Weekend. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
A warm welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators hockey. Liam Godimer, bow tie and all, here with you. 12:41 to go in the second period. It's 1-0 good guys, courtesy of a first period tally from Chad Nychuk, assisted from Alex Campbell. The goal coming at 12:21, the secondary assist to Simon Boyko for the Glads. So the Stingrays have the puck in their own defensive zone, banked off of the boards and played up ahead, not out, kept in by the Glads. Eventually, it's forced out to the red line, but right there, it's Derek Topatic, and he sends it in. From along the wall, Marcinkiewicz sets up a one-timer. Isley goes down, makes a save. What a setup from Dominik Marcinkiewicz. Meanwhile, diagonal pass to the line. Keeping it moving is Topatic. Give and go, a one-timer from Topatic, similar to his overtime goal in Orlando on Wednesday, missed high over the glove. Marcinkiewicz will snap it right back in. Tyler Drevich in hard on the forecheck. His opposite number, and Connor Moore is let off the hook as Drevich doesn't lay a hit onto him. Drevich will go for a line change instead as the Gladiator first line gets onto the ice. Alex Campbell, Joey Cipollone, and Simon Boyko. But they'll have to defend here as a shot comes in off of the stick of a Stingray. It goes up over the glass, not a play. The shot's on goal here in this second period, 8-2 Atlanta. So there's a response. You get outshot 16-4 in the first period. In the second, you outshoot your opponent 8-2 as we are 93 seconds away from the halfway point of the second period and the hockey game. And sometimes when you have a goaltending performance like Drew DeRitter was able to put forth in that first period, and so far here in this second period, it gives your team a chance to find their legs a little bit in the locker room and put forth a better effort in the middle frame. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So those big saves you saw by Drew DeRitter in the opening 20, the Gladiators go on to win this game. You'll look back to those as a big reason why, despite Atlanta's sluggish start. So out through center ice, outside of the blue line, Austin McGarrett gets the job done. Not how he intended to do so, but the puck found its intended receiver. At the line, this is Blake Thompson, number 44. The 32-year-old blue liner down to the trapezoid. Turning are the Stingrays. They look to center. Nobody home. Micah Miller was waiting for that pass. So the puck one-handed by the Glads, but not outside of the line again. So the Stingrays hard on the forecheck. Micah Miller utilizing that speed that we saw so much of last year. Gets to the corner, but cannot take the puck away from Joey Cipollone, who is skating in stride into the far side of the ice. He'll play it to the right wing. At the boards, Alex Campbell looks for a man, scooped up by Hansel at the line. His drive in search of a redirect from a teammate does not find one. But Campbell will retake possession of the puck inside his own blue line. Here is Alex Campbell. The Quebec-born forward finds Simon Boyko, who had an assist, one of the 2 assists, on Chad Nychuk's goal in the first period. South Carolina will lay it the other direction into the far corner. So the Glads with 2 players back will begin the up. Stretched ahead for Simon Boyko. He tries to drop it back for Alex Campbell, but again, South Carolina right there. So, rink wide, the pass from Sustalev. He finds his line mate in Josh Wilkins, the forward out of Raleigh, North Carolina, playing in game number 39 on the season. Wilkins has 38 points, nearly a point per game player for South Carolina. The line of Randy Hernandez, Blake Murray onto the ice with Cody Sylvester, number 16. Puck in the neutral zone. Sylvester has it. Sylvester just battling a little bit of a sickness over the last couple of weeks. That's the reason for his absence, but it's great to have Cody back in the Gladiators starting lineup, and Atlanta needs him with no Eric Neely. But to get Sylvester and Campbell back in one fell swoop does wonders for your offense, especially going up against a team that lost such an impactful forward in Kyler Kupka. Here's a takeaway by this line. Centered, intended for Hernandez. He missed it. So now Sustalev will work the puck out and begin a 2-on-2 rush, but instead of rushing up the ice, he'll dump it in outside of the blue line. So Topatic takes a hit to make a play. He finds a man in the far corner, sauced up ahead. Getting to the puck first will be the defenseman, Anthony Furiolo. He saved a goal earlier in this period. Gets spun around like a ballerina by Klimek. Far side wall, Pearson waiting for it, but Weiss will play it out. Here comes my player to watch, and Charlie Combs to the net, and DeRitter with his shoulder knocks it down. Now the Glad's on the counter. Ryan Cranford off the pass from Jackson Pearson. Gives it right back for Pearson. Pearson's got it right wall. At the flank, keeping it moving here is Cranford. Down to the goal line, now to the top, but the puck pinballed away from both Jarvis and Carabia. So the 2 will have to backtrack into their own zone. They'll lay it up ahead. Successfully tipped on along by Carson Denemy. The Stingrays go D to D, and now it'll be the third-line centerman and Ryan Hofer, who gets it out again only as far as the neutral zone. This line for the Gladiators doing an excellent job, making sure the Stingrays don't get anything as the Glads take the puck away with South Carolina seemingly in a safe spot. And Isley, like he's done throughout this entirety of this second period, coming up large. But for those watching on Flow Hockey, there was Drew DeRitter coming up large. Combs created a breakaway for himself with some speed, shut down by the shoulder of DeRitter. And then on the other end, Carson Denemy gets the opportunity, and Isley closes up shop. This is turning into one heck of a game. 12 minutes into the second. Fun times in Glad's Nation. Atlanta looking to make it 2 in a row after perhaps their most thrilling win of the season last game against the Solar Bears. I mean, that overtime almost went the distance, and we've seen the Gladiators play overtimes like that. But very seldom this season have you seen the Gladiators come out on the winning side. I can think of a couple of times, both on home ice, Blake Murray and Eric Neely, but a couple of heartbreakers too, most recently in Savannah. But on Wednesday, Derek Topatic called game for the Gladiators and got a much-needed win for Atlanta. So Blake Thompson, number 44. He one-hands the puck over to the far side, catching the puck in stride. Here is Isley. He shoots from the high slot, deflects off of Hansel, drops down at the far side. Jacob Graves pinches up, but he immediately relinquishes possession of the puck to Hansel, who is awfully close to his own goaltender, but still gets the job done. And now the Glads will have a breakaway here. Knifing through the defense, the puck dropped off for Topatic. That was Marcin Kavics, who was all alone, but the Stingrays came back to make the defensive play. It came back for Topatic, who had an opportunity, missed the net. Atlanta gets another opportunity on the subsequent shift, I should say. And it's stopped by Isley. All right, let's catch a breath and let's do it. Joey Cipollone, Alex Campbell, and Simon Boyko on the ice for the Glads. They oppose the line of Micah Miller, Austin Magera, and Eric Middendorf, and Magera will win it back. Now Sustalev skating with Magera. So we're already seeing just past the halfway point of the hockey game, head coach Derek Nightingale for the Stingrays changing up their line combinations. We know why they were so stressed about that goal counting. Of course, it ended up not. And South Carolina just snake-bitten offensively, really in just games they play against the Glads. Against all other opponents, South Carolina has one of the highest goals for in the league. So at the goal line, South Carolina with it at the circle. The puck poke checked off the stick. And now Simon Boyko will start the rush. Campbell joins him. Boyko for Campbell and tipped wide. Roman Rodzinski lays a hit onto Boyko. Played out to center. Sustilev tries to tip it to himself. 6:10 and counting to go here in the second. Here come the Glads with a head of steam. Simon Boyko for Campbell. He looks to cut towards the net. Shut down by Riley Webb. Campbell has it back. He immediately centers. Cleaned up by Micah Miller. Left wall. Now down to the goal line. Feed intended for Cipollone. Missed. Campbell on the back check. Tried to take the puck away from the Stingray, who walked out of the zone, but couldn't. So Atlanta will have to be content with settling the puck down in the neutral zone and firing it into the Stingray end from the red line. So 5:42 and counting left to go here in period number 2. Murray looking to find Sylvester. Played back the other direction by the Stingrays, but that came from outside of the red line. So that's a Sen XL icing. There haven't been many Sen XL icings in tonight's game. Shots 19-14, South Carolina. Star Wars night in North Charleston. Murray Hernandez and Cody Sylvester on the ice for the Glads. Jamie Engelbert, who the Glads haven't seen in the last few head-to-head meetings against South Carolina. But again, as I mentioned at the top, depth for days for the Stingrays. Tonight they're without Zach Funk, who we saw in his Stingray debut was really dominant offensively. So the Glads fortunate to not have to see number 16 in tonight's game. Mitchell Gibson, who was terrific for the Stingrays last season. Haven't seen him over the last few months. Troy Murray out of the lineup and Jaden Lee out as well. So the puck sticked aside by the Ritter to Jeremy Hansel. Chad Nychuk paired up with Hansel. Finds his forward. It's sent in on net from outside of the blue line. And Isley makes a save. Take a look around the ECHL. The Adirondack Thunder have won 3-1 over the Trois-Rivières Leons. Of course, here in North Charleston, Atlanta up 1-0 over the Stingrays. The Tahoe Night Monsters up 1-0 over the Florida Everblades. The Worcester Railers, that's a good sign, up 1-0 over the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Keep it going, Worcester. The Maine Mariners and the Norfolk Admirals tied 0-0. The Jacksonville Icemen tied 1-1 with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. The Kansas City Mavericks up 2-0 over the Allen Americans. The Wheeling Nailers hold a 1-0 advantage in the first period over the Tulsa Oilers. The Kalamazoo Wings are up 1-0 over the Toledo Walleye. The Reading Royals and Fort Wayne Comets are scoreless, and games yet to be underway are first the Indy Fuel and the Bloomington Bison at 7 p.m. The Wichita Thunder and the Idaho Steelheads at 7:10 Mountain Standard Time. And the Rapid City Rush and the Utah Grizzlies at 7:10. That was your look around the ECHL. With that, let's head to immediate timeout. 5:11 to go in the second. It's 1-0 Gladiators, courtesy on a first period goal from Chad Nychuk.
Have you ever watched a hockey game and thought, I could totally do that? Call the game and break down the action? Well, now is your chance to make that thought a reality with a unique and thrilling opportunity on the call with Liam Godimer. This one-of-a-kind program invites you to step into the broadcast booth with me for an exclusive hands-on experience in the world of sports broadcasting. Whether you're an aspiring broadcaster or a die-hard hockey fan, this is your chance to join in on the fun. Visit AtlantaGladiators.com for more information and how to sign up today.
Godimer here with you for Atlanta Gladiators hockey. A face-off win in the offensive zone. Atlanta with a 1-0 lead, but South Carolina plays it out, and the last line of defense outside of the goaltender is Chad Nychuk. So he gets ridden into the end wall. Nychuk takes a hit, remains on his skates, will float it up ahead for Sylvester and try to lay it north for a teammate in Randy Hernandez. But the Stingrays have it back in their possession. And going cross corner with the puck will be Charlie Combs. It deflects off of the goal stick of Drew DeRitter for Atlanta, who has made 19 saves on 19 shots inside the final 5 minutes of the second. Pass across from Murray, missed its intended target. South Carolina has it now. Ryan Hofer speeds his way down the wing. Hofer, 6'4", 190 pounds, out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Hofer, 11 points in 31 games for the Stingrays. Jacob Graves in the neutral zone. He will bank it off of the dasher, right back into the possession of the Gladiators. A warm welcome to everybody watching on YouTube and Flow Hockey. The Glads with a real solid game here tonight. Got outshot 16-4 in the first period, but here in the second, much better. And they've gotten another outstanding goaltending performance out of Drew DeRitter, who makes his 5th straight start for the Glads. So Atlanta skating from left to right. Derek Topatic, D-to-D for Anthony Furiolo, who saved the goal in this period. A Glad takes a monster hit right next to the Stingray bench. So Atlanta will feel the pressure here and trying to get the puck out of the defensive zone, but no problem. They'll float it out, executing the high flip to perfection. Dumped in once again by South Carolina. Derek Topatic will quickly come over to the fray, and he'll win the board battle. And the Stingrays send the puck into no man's land. Jackson Pearson comes over, ties up his man, and that allows for the Glads to have support and enter the attacking zone. Here comes this line. Denemy, Pearson, and Cranford. Swiped into the near corner. Again, a high flip, formerly from the Glads, this time from the Stingrays. Down into the Glads defensive zone. Atlanta does a nice job to play it up ahead. They'll have numbers and a drive from the left circle. May have hit the post behind Isley. So now a 4-on-3 rush here for South Carolina. They walk in. The puck laid back to the dasher, now to the blue line. Save DeRitter, and he cuts over to his stick side and makes a great save against the grain. Here's another slap shot blocked down by Atlanta inside their own territory, and it's banked up ahead. Not far enough for icing here. Atlanta needs to hold on in what's been a solid second period with 2.5 minutes left to play. Liam Godimer here with you on Flow Hockey and YouTube. It's an absolute pleasure, as it is every single game. Taking a stick up high is Jarvis. That goes undetected. Puck picked up by the Stingrays, top of the right circle, and it's gloved down by DeRitter. Friendly reminder to stick around during the second intermission. I'll have our segment right back, throwing it back with Liam Godimer, where we take a look at a previous meeting between the Glads and the Stingrays. And then right after that, I'll have a Where Are They Now? Taking a look at a former Gladiator and what they're up to. Shots are 21-14 Stingrays. They'll have an offensive zone draw. McGarrett wins it, but nobody waiting there at the blue line. So the Stingrays will have to catch up, and the Glads will have as clean an exit out of the defensive zone as you can have. Snapped up past the red line. The Glads can't tip it in. So now the Stingrays, here they come. On the attack, South Carolina pushed down deep into trapezoid. The Glads can't get it out. Hit thrown by Jarvis, and now Atlanta, with 4 players out of their own end, will begin the up. The puck misses Cipollone, so he recollects outside of the blue line and will swipe it deep. 1:40 and counting left to go. Terrific neutral zone takeaway by the Glads. Just stepping up when the time is right. That was Randy Hernandez, I believe, who got brought down to the ice. But we have an offsides at the line. 92 seconds to go in the second. Almost no physicality in tonight's game. Really a surprise. South Carolina with what is a huge crowd behind them. You would expect to try and rile up the Gladiators. Of course, down a goal and only 1 power play credited to the Stingrays thus far. So Engelbert against Murray on the faceoff. Bow tie adjusted. You have to go the other way because you're looking at the camera. Okay. Glads have the puck here in the offensive zone, taking a spill as a Gladiator, so that will allow Eric Middendorf, the second line left winger out of Scottsdale, Arizona, to send it in. Centered to the front, turning and shooting is Engelbert, denied by DeRitters. Blocker. At the circle, defensive end, but played out. Here is Cody Sylvester, the veteran. Sylvester walks in, his shot from the outside, misses the South Carolina cage. And now Engelbert, who has that previous opportunity, tried to lay it up ahead for a teammate, but it's turned over to Jeremy Hansel with under 60 seconds to go in the second period. Atlanta, as they were in the first period, up 1-0 still over the Stingrays. The crowd frustrated. The Stingrays have to be too. But the Gladiators executing their game plan to perfection. Head coach Derek Nesbitt and assistant coach Matt Ginn have to love what they are seeing. This is the way Atlanta wants to play. Shut you down, beat you with good goaltending, and get timely markers. And Atlanta has done all three of those things tonight. Now, the task is just to get some insurance. But if that comes in the third, it comes in the third. 15 seconds to go in the second. The Glads look to take the puck away from South Carolina. They cannot clear. It's kept in nicely by Atlanta. But inside of the South Carolina blue line, the Stingrays will move it into the offensive zone. Perhaps one last chance for South Carolina, but the puck into a vacated space, picked up by Anthony Furiolo, and that's it for the second period. After 40, Atlanta still with a 1-0 advantage over the South Carolina Stingrays. With that, I'll be right back after a quick commercial break. I'll recap period number 2, and then we'll have Throwing It Back, featuring Liam Godimer and, of course, the Where Are They Now segment, looking at a former Gladiator and seeing what they're up to throughout their professional career. You're listening and watching Atlanta Gladiators Hockey on Flow Hockey and YouTube.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 37th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2025 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2025 ECHL Hockey Heritage Weekend. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
After 40 minutes of play, your Atlanta Gladiators hold a 1-0 lead over the South Carolina Stingrays. With that, it's time to throw it back to November the 10th, 2023, when Atlanta took on South Carolina. What a game this was. Enjoy the highlights.
A prime example of what I spoke about in the open of this third line of Pearson, Marchison, and Cranford. Made the good play on their own end, and now they've had a substantial amount of time here in the offensive zone. Now they front score! Ryan Cranford from Michael Marchison, 1-0 Gladiators. Those are two tough customers wrapped up with one another. Back behind the goal, right outside of the trapezoid. Both players trying to get their arms free. Graves with a shot. Hunt gives one right back to him. Graves unleashes an uppercut, an overhand. Hunt gives one right back. Those two having trouble maintaining their balance as now the two linesmen come over. And we've got a fight on the back end here. Two more going at it. And we're going to have a third fight. Connor Kasperi and Ian Mackey, right as we mentioned them, sizing each other up. Right next to the Gladiator bench, Kasperi with a couple overhands. He's got his arm tangled around the torso of Mackey, and Kasperi rides him down to the ice. One poke checked away, and racing to it's going to be Harmon ahead of Liebold, and what a play by Tyler. Meyer again at the circle. Coming away with it is Wilkins. Played out in front, they score! Whalen plays it ahead, and here's Alex Whalen. Game on his stick. He's in. Oh, a save by Bjorklund. This will absolutely be reviewed. Here's the overhead look. It got behind Bjorklund, and wow, he got his glove back and picked that puck up just before it crossed over the goal line. Here's Fossier. He's in. He still tough save. 7-0-0. There's a second look. Bjorklund was down and out, and Luke the extra tap past the goal line.
What a game that was. That was the 7th win in a row for the Gladiators to begin the 2023-24 campaign. It came on November the 10th, 2023. Atlanta received a goal in regulation from Ryan Cranford. That was his first pro goal. Luke Prokop ended things in overtime with the game winner. Josh Wilkins scored the only goal for South Carolina, which came with the net empty and the extra attacker. In the win, Tyler Harmon made 40 saves on 41 shots. That might be the most memorable moment in the career of Tyler Harmon, as he came all the way out in a highlight reel stop to poke check that puck away from an oncoming Stingray attacker. In the loss that night, Garen Bjorklund made 23 saves on 25 shots. There were 3 head-to-head fights in quick succession in that contest. It was one of the best games of the season last year, and that is my opportunity to throw it back to last season and Atlanta's 2-1 overtime win against the Stingrays at the North Charleston Coliseum. With that, let's take a look at our Where Are They Now player, and it is none other than number 6, Luke Prokop, the Glad's defenseman from last year. Now with the Milwaukee Admirals of the American Hockey League, he scored the game winner that night. He has played 24 games with the Admirals, 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, 6 penalty minutes, and is a +3. We wish Luke nothing but the best, having some success in the American Hockey League. What a moment it was when he scored his first American Hockey League goal. Continued success once again for number 6. With that, I got a bubble hockey game to get to, but in the meantime, while I'm away, I want you all to let me know on YouTube Live. Would you like us to live stream Jared versus Liam in bubble hockey tomorrow when the Glads take on the Swamp Rabbits? That is some must-see TV. Let me know, but I'll be back in around 10 minutes to bring you all the coverage of period number 3 as the Glads look to hang on to a 1-0 lead on the road in South Carolina against the Stingrays.
All right, Raiders fans, I am back here to say it is time for the season ticket holder of the game. Who we have with us today? Give it up for them, everybody. Yes, sir. Thank you for your service, Dave. So how long have you been a season ticket holder? 15 years. So you told me a story, so you were a season ticket holder at the very beginning, and boom, you came back. All right, tell us that story.
I had season tickets from 93 to the Stingrays from 98. Moved to Minnesota back in 15. Bought season tickets to maybe next year also. I can see it's 15.
We appreciate you, man. It's fantastic. I was just in your phone with Miss Rose. So listen, Dave, we need some energy. We need a couple goals. If we get 4 goals, free pizzas. I don't know about you. I love pizzas.
Right?
And free pizzas even better, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, well, come on with that energy, Dave. You're Nicky, man. I know you got plenty of energy. Great fans, y'all come out. Hold on. Give me your best. Let's go, Rays. Let's go, Rays. All right, give it up for Dave, everybody. Season ticket holder league brought to you by Miss Rose.
Hey, gang, make sure you scan the QR code. You see the video board to sign up for the Jeffcook Real Estate LPT Realty newsletter. And you can win a Star Wars Darth Vader helmet Lego set. Don't miss out on this chance to score big. Sign right now and get in the game with Jeffcook Real Estate LPT Realty. The next sponsor of Star Wars Day. Time now to welcome tonight's groups. We say welcome to Navy Federal Credit Union. Welcome Air Force Outdoor Recreation Center. Welcome LCHDA Student Council. Thanks for being here. Cornerstone Baptist Church is in the house. Thanks for coming out tonight. The Stingrays will welcome Thorn Research. And a welcome to tonight's sponsor, Jeff McReed, LED Grouting. A welcome to Newport Steel and the ladies. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for being here. We want to say welcome to the first period sponsor, Resident in the house. Resident, thanks for being here. Integrated Power Services is in the house as well. Grace and Samantha, I can't imagine my wedding day without you. Both by my side, will you be my maids of honor? Grace and Samantha, will you be maids of honor? All right, guys, let's celebrate those celebrating their birthdays with the Stingrays tonight. Presented by House Live. Look at that! These are the double digits. Everybody's in. Happy birthday, everybody. Jonathan is having a birthday. Happy birthday, Jonathan. Connor Coley, 17 today. Happy birthday, Connor Coley. Kennedy Richards, HBD. Kennedy Richards. Maggie is having a birthday. Happy birthday, Maggie. Sam, you're having a birthday too. Happy birthday, Sam. The Stingrays also want to say a very happy birthday. Number 6, Mary Barksdale. Happy birthday, Mary. Number 6. Thanks for coming out tonight and supporting the Stingrays hockey.
Guys, we're back, and I won. Last second, game-tying goal, forced overtime, and the OTGWG went to this guy. That guy is a loser. W for your boy. 6:55 and counting until the start of the third period, and oh, how sweet it is. You can't get any content like this anywhere else other than the Atlanta Gladiators YouTube. Glads and Stingrays, the third period coming right up. Liam is a winner, and he will be tomorrow.
For our military spouse, Keandra Burns, right? Keandra. And so her spouse, Jamie, has been in the Royal Australian Navy for the last 5 years. Keandra has been supporting Jamie and your daughter, your lovely daughter. What's your daughter's name? Hi, what a beautiful name. Hey, pretty lady. So listen, we want to thank you guys now. While Jamie is away on long appointments overseas, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, make some noise for our military spouse of the day, Keandra Burns, and her husband Jamie, and their lovely daughter. Make some noise, come on. Speaking of noise, it's a family affair. All one, give me your best. Let's go, ladies. 3, 2, 1. The military spouse of the day, brought to you by Sponsoring Technologies.
Hey guys, if you're looking for a great facility to exercise, you won't find anything better than the Indian Wellness Center. Olympics one-stop shop for all your fitness needs. They got a 25-degree pool, an indoor track, rooftop gym, weight room, a sauna, and a steam room, and much more. And you'll see Madison has something for everyone, including its massive group exercise schedule of classes, all of which are included with a membership. So stop in for a free tour today. Fans, it is time now for the Eagles Flex Cam. Check your video board. Let's see your best flex. That camera may land on you.
The ECHL believes that hockey is more than a game. It's an opportunity, a chance to connect, a chance to embrace our differences, and a chance to bring our communities together, creating teamwork, memories, and a lasting bond along the way. When it comes to hockey, no matter how it's played, we do it together.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The Atlanta Gladiators know that nothing fuels our game like a delicious meal from Grandma's New York Pizza and Pasta. With fresh ingredients and a variety of mouth-watering toppings, Grandma's has something for every fan. Whether you're enjoying a classic pepperoni or trying one of their creative specialty pizzas, you can taste the passion in every single bite. So, next time you're looking to gather with friends or celebrate a win, head to Grandma's New York Pizza and Pasta in Lawrenceville and Sewanee, where great food and team spirit come together. Have you ever watched a hockey game and thought, I could totally do that? Call the game and break down the action? Well, now is your chance to make that thought a reality with a unique and thrilling opportunity on the call with Liam Godimer. This one-of-a-kind program invites you to step into the broadcast booth with me for an exclusive hands-on experience in the world of sports broadcasting. Whether you're an aspiring broadcaster or a die-hard hockey fan, this is your chance to join in on the fun. Visit AtlantaGladiators.com for more information and how to sign up today.
Live on YouTube and Flow Hockey, Liam Godimer here with you for the start of the third period between your Atlanta Gladiators and the South Carolina Stingrays. The South Carolina Stingrays have the best record on home ice in the entire ECHL, coming into tonight's game with a record of 22-3-1 at the North Charleston Coliseum. And the Gladiators looking to do it again in their second straight meeting at the North Charleston Coliseum. The last time, they won a thrilling game in the shootout. And here tonight, they're 20 minutes away from a big-time regulation win against a South Division opponent. We're less than 30 seconds away. That means it's time for your starters, presented by Sun XL Georgia. The Gladiators wearing their Navy jerseys will skate from right to left. The Stingrays wearing their white Star Wars themed jerseys will skate from left to right. South Carolina opens up with the line of Eric Middendorf, Orsten Magera, and Micah Miller. Jordan Klimek and Connor Moore on defense. Change up for South Carolina. It'll be Sustalev, Engelbert, and Wilkins up front. The Gladiators will counter with the line they started with: Alex Campbell, Joey Cipollone, and Simon Boyko On defense for the Glides, it's Anthony Furiolo and Derek Topatic. And for the Stingrays, it'll be Connor Moore and Jordan Klimek. The puck is dropped, and we are underway. 20 minutes on the clock. Atlanta with a 1-0 lead. Let's do it. The Stingrays scoop up the puck here in the defensive zone, and they will begin their exit. Josh Wilkins, number 15, will swipe it in. And Jared, offer accepted. Opportunity for the Stingrays, and Engelbert just missed. Point blank opportunity for number 17 in white, and he missed the net. Stingrays still with it here. Defending are Furiolo and Topatic. Engelbert picks the puck up again. Looks to the back door. DeRitter gets his stick in the way. Right wall. Now into the corner. Turning is Jacob Graves, the former Glads captain. He's the defenseman in deep. Now he'll backtrack to the point as that's where the puck comes to. And in the neutral zone, South Carolina will settle it down. Graves calls for it. He's patient with the puck. Winds up, lets a slapper go, and DeRitter gets his stick up. Left point, now over to the right point, the same spot where Graves let that slapper go, and DeRitter makes a high body save by getting up, upper body save, I should say, by getting up and fighting that puck off. Minute 15 to go in the gone by here in the third, as we have an icing presented by Sen XL. So in terms of bubble hockey, Jared and I keep a running tally. It hasn't been updated over the last few days, but we keep a running tally on how many wins each person has and how many losses each person has, as Jared is watching me right now. I wish we could turn the camera around to show you all his facial expression. He always talks about mine. But Jared, I believe, is like 24-3 now against me, something like that. So there's that. Randy Hernandez with the puck at the goal line. He'll center for Blake Murray, but the puck misses him, and Isley gets down to stop it. See me, I can broadcast even with Jared around. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So a minute 33 into the final frame. Liam Godimer here with you. Blake Murray will take the faceoff as the second line of Murray, Hernandez, and Sylvester will be tasked of scoring the insurance goal for the Glads here on this shift. Sylvester comes in to take the faceoff. Back after an elongated absence, Atlanta certainly missed their alternate captain. They're missing their captain right now, too, in Eric Neely. Hopefully we'll see Neely back soon. Continues to be day-to-day. So inside of the blue line, South Carolina will play it ahead. With some speed, they pull up and pirouette at the right wing wall. But again, the puck left behind, and the Glads will kick it free out to the neutral zone. Alexander Sustilev, number 21, will lay it in. Behind the Gladiator net, Atlanta leaves the puck off to a vacated space. Magera gets to it first. So left point, South Carolina takes a peek. They shoot. And DeRitter makes the save right at the side of the goal. Magera picks it up, speeds around the net, looks to stuff it in. No match as DeRitter gets down and utilizes his goal stick to perfection. South Carolina still with it here in the corner. They pick it up. Back to the line. Riley Webb shoots. Cleaned up by the Glad in front. Atlanta continues to be super effective in front of their own goaltender. You saw that from the start tonight. Even though Atlanta got outshot 16-4 in the first period. They got timely saves and timely blocks too. South Carolina really pushed on Star Wars night behind a big crowd. So right wing corner, the Glads have it. They look to center. It deflects off of Isley, played back to the point. Nychuk to the right. Shot comes in, gets pinballed around in front of the South Carolina net. Eventually back to the point. Nychuk shoots. It goes airborne, gloved down by Moore, but taken by Cranford. He backhands it behind the net. Jackson Pearson waiting for it, but South Carolina has it now, and they'll set up the rush. Connor Moore, the defenseman, joins it. Micah Miller, number 22, the former Glad last year. Loses the puck, but it's picked up by a teammate. Tyler Ruiz will try to swipe it down deep. Atlanta might have had numbers there, but South Carolina keeps it in. 3:30 gone by here in the third. Atlanta holding on to a 1-0 lead, but you have to expect the Stingrays to push, and they have. Miller shoots from the top of the zone. He misses the net. And Ryan Cranford, right at the end of his shift, comes over to poke check that puck outside of the line. But as quickly as the Glads get the puck out, South Carolina re-enters. They have it. Jordan Klimek, left point, into the dot, turning and shooting. The Stingrays miss the net. It's the line of Ryan Hofer, Tyler Weiss, and Charlie Combs on the ice for South Carolina. But now skating up with speed the other direction for the Glads is Anthony Furiolo, and he takes a heavy shoulder. Nearly brought down to the ice was number 12, but no harm, no foul. He's back in time to defend against the oncoming Chase Isley. If he touches the puck, it would have been offsides. So Dominic Marcinkiewicz picks it up for the Glads, finds his defense, and Atlanta begins the up. Here is the Riga Latvia native in Marcinkiewicz. He tests Isley, who gets over and makes a blocker save. The puck winds up at the near wall, and Sustalev will throw it right next to his own bench to get it out only as far as the neutral zone and not all the way down the sheet. That would have been icing. The Glads upon the re-entry. It's this fourth line here of Dominic Marcinkiewicz, Connor Galloway, and Tyler Drevich. Galloway looking for it behind the Stingray net. South Carolina does a nice job to force it free. Galloway inside his own zone. Passes it up north. The puck left behind by Drevich for Marcinkiewicz. Things getting physical now, but the Glads not engaging. You don't have to. Up a goal. Just past the 5-minute mark in the third. That's exactly what South Carolina wants you to do. They want you to get incensed. They want you to get unhappy with the physicality amping up a little bit. And force the opposition into a penalty, but the Glads playing disciplined. That's what they'll need to stay if they want to win this game. They're getting outshot 25-17, but they have control. Here's an odd man rush. It's Simon Boyko to the front, and Isley makes a save on Cipollone, but we have a penalty. South Carolina is going to go to the box. Atlanta to the power play. Joey Cipollone drove to the net, and Charlie Combs caught him from behind. Big-time power play coming up for the Glads right here. It was a 2-on-1 rush. The dish from Boyko to Cipollone. Cipollone got the tip he wanted on the puck, but South Carolina is not going to escape that sequence without taking a penalty. 2 minutes for, well, you can't do that. Hey, Todd, how you doing? Welcome to the YouTube chat. Happy to have you. 1-0 Gladiators, and they're going to the man advantage. Stingrays win the draw, and they will clear. South Carolina, one of the best face-off teams in the entire South Division. So Combs gets the penalty. And the Gladiators will skate from right to left, and here they come out through the middle. Alex Campbell turns the puck over, but it's left behind perfectly for a Gladiator who lets it fly, but the chance is blocked before getting to the net. That was Joey Cipollone who dragged with that puck and tried to create some more time and space, but his opportunity did not get through to the net. In the box, if you missed it, is Charlie Combs, my player to watch in tonight's game for South Carolina. 2 minutes for a hook at 5:33. Is that a reverse jinx? The Glad score on the power play, you know who to thank. The goal scorer and then me, too. Anyway, back to the line. Off of the face-off win for the Gladiators. Quick chance, and Isley makes a stop. Cipollone, another deflection. .28 seconds into the power play, and the Gladiators still struggling on the man advantage, but two big opportunities. We're not even 30 seconds through. For those watching on Flow Hockey, here's that 2-on-1 rush for Boyko and Cipollone and Isley. What a job to be able to slide from right to left and be able to close the pad simultaneously. Looked like my goaltender during bubble hockey against Jared. Gotcha. Oh, that win felt good. That might only be win number 4, but I'm going to cherish that one. From right now all the way until tomorrow, when me and Jared go at it during the pregame, first intermission, and second intermission, only on the Atlanta Gladiators YouTube channel. I mean, where else are you going to get content like that? Come on. Jared, very good at bubble hockey, but you know what? Stingrays are also very good at hockey, and, well, they're not winning right now either. One-timer for Topatic, blocked in front. Glove down inside of the blue line. South Carolina will backhand it down deep on net because DeRitter came out of his net. Jared corrects me and says win number 3. Fair enough. So Topatic Takes a whack to the upper body. Murray picks it up now. The pass intended for Campbell misses him, but picked up along the right wall. Topatic off of the give and go. Now over to the right wing side. Campbell maneuvers to the top of the circle, dishes it off for Topatic, gets it right back. Played down to the goal line. The Glad switching places. Sylvester, right next to the Stingrays bench, takes a hit, but Campbell sets up his man, and a one-timer from Cipollone is denied by Isley again. A Gladiator goes down. The Stingrays pick up the puck, but Atlanta fighting for possession. Pinching up will be Topatic, and he successfully does so off of the give and go. Topatic had it for a moment, but he was brought down. The Glad's at the line looking for a redirect, and it's tipped wide. Murray will keep it moving. He takes a hit to make a play. Sylvester from the corner to the point. Topatic back for Sylvester. Sylvester right side hash marks, banks it off of the end wall perfectly for Murray. He'll turn at the left dot, 10 seconds to go on the power play. Sylvester walks in, shoots, scores! Cody Sylvester, a power play goal. 12:33 to go in the third. There's that insurance the Glads were looking for, and it's Atlanta's alternate captain from the right circle with some patience, letting it rip high over the glove of Seth Isley underneath the bar, and it's a 2-goal Gladiator lead. Jared, what do you have to say? You like that one?
You're going down tomorrow, my friend. Going down.
But the Glad's goal total in tonight's game going up 2-0. Atlanta has doubled their advantage over South Carolina. Well, all right. A power play goal for the Glads, and how do you get off the schneid on the man advantage, right? Well, you just insert number 16 right back into the lineup. Welcome back, Cody Sylvester, in game number 49. That's his team leading 19th goal of the season. Sly most certainly is that guy, isn't he? 12:27 to go in the third. The goal officially for the Gladiators is Cody Sylvester, a power play goal at 7:27, his 19th of the season, assisted by Derek Topatic and Blake Murray, and the Gladiators are up 2-0 over the South Carolina Stingrays, a team that has only lost 2 times in regulation on home ice. I won't say anything because the Glads will get jinxed if I do. So, a commercial break to come.
The ECHL believes that hockey is more than a game. It's an opportunity, a chance to connect, a chance to embrace our differences, and a chance to bring our communities together, creating teamwork, memories, and a lasting bond along the way. When it comes to hockey, no matter how it's played, we do it together.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Liam Gadamer here with you. Play back underway. 12 minutes and counting to go here in the third period. Atlanta has a 2-0 advantage thanks to Cody Sylvester, a power play goal. So Jackson Pearson back in the offensive zone into the trapezoid for Carson Denemy, who's tied up. The Stingrays pick the puck up, far corner of the ice. Laid ahead to the red line. Charlie Combs can't force it down the ice. And by the way, the reverse jinx on Charlie Combs worked. You put him as your player to watch. You talk about how great of a season he's having. And in the third period with his team down a goal, he takes a penalty. And on the ensuing power play, the hockey gods come through once again. Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Hockey God. Or Mr. and Miss Hockey God. So the Gladiators have the puck behind the net. They have a 2-0 lead. A warm welcome to everybody watching on YouTube Live and Flow Hockey. The high flip from Dylan Carabia intended for Dominik Marcinkiewicz. It's perfect. Marcinkiewicz has it right next to the Stingray bench. But again, South Carolina gets physical with the 5'9" forward. So the Stingrays have it at the blue line here. Sent behind Drew DeRitter. As we near the halfway mark of the third period, Drew DeRitter 25 for 25 tonight. 2-on-1 rush. Here's Dominic Marcinkiewicz to the net. Isley makes a save. Marcinkiewicz got tied up by the goal stick of the goaltender, but no harm, no foul. 9.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Here's Sustilev shooting from the high slot. Doesn't get through to the net. The Stingrays whack at it, but the Glads in the defensive zone do a nice job. Simon Boyko lets the puck go in favor of some support, and the Gladiators support will do just what they're intended to do, send it all the way down the sheet. Magera will come right back up into the offensive zone, however. He has the puck lost in his skates, and the puck is coughed up. Atlanta might have numbers. Here's a perfect tape-to-tape pass for Alex Campbell, but the linesman says offsides. That one was close. Tracy says, no jinx, Liam. Hub said, we will unleash our pugs on you. I don't want the fury of the pugs. No thanks. Lips sealed. 10 minutes to go in regulation time. Atlanta with a 2-0 lead. Liam Godimer here with you. So South Carolina will skate from left to right. Here they come. It's the line of Micah Miller, Eric Middendorf, and Austin Magera. Going down is a Stingray. Will we have a penalty here? We will. Topatic is going to get nabbed. And he's frustrated. A Stingray went down in a heap in the neutral zone. And Atlanta, fresh after their power play goal, will now be shorthanded. That was Ryan Hofer, who got his skates taken out from under him. A tripping penalty on Atlanta's alternate captain, and South Carolina to the power play. The Stingrays on the man advantage, just 0 for 1. Their only power play came at 6:35 of the first period when Derek Topatic went off for a trip. Their second comes here at 10:20 of the third. Derek Topatic off for a trip. Let's take another look at our tail of the tape for tonight's game. South Carolina's power play right at the top of the league. As they get set up, here's Wilkins. Quick shot. And DeRitter comes out and makes no mistake with his glove hand. Stingrays average 3.80 goals for per game. So to see them with a goose egg on the board at this point in the game, not exactly familiar territory. The Glad's penalty kill, 78.6%, still looking to improve upon that number. But in Orlando, Atlanta went 3 for 3 on the kill. And here tonight, they obviously have not surrendered a power play goal through one opportunity, down a man. A false start on the faceoff, so we'll do it again. 8 seconds gone by on the power play. Topatic in the box. So Jackson Pearson and Charlie Combs will meet on the faceoff. Combs has Wilkins to his right, Magera to his left. Pearson has Nychuk to his left, and Jeremy Hansel to his right. And behind him, the last line of defense, that's Mr. Drew DeRitter. Drew DeRitter making his 28th appearance of the season, looking for win number 9. His goals against average under 3 at 2.90. His save percentage at .908. Face-off win for the Glads. Right wing corner, Jeremy Hansel will clear it all the way down. 15 seconds through this power play, so Connor Moore. He will begin his approach. Maybe we need I'm looking at the YouTube chat right now. Maybe we need an entire bubble hockey tournament from all of Glad's Nation. Jared, do you want to set it up? Players, fans, everybody involved. That could be quite fun. One-timer Wilkins saved DeRitter. It's behind him. He dives, but South Carolina unable to corral it cleanly. The puck deflects off of the skates of Wilkins, and it's a 2-on-1 shorthanded for the Glads. Here's Nychuk shoots, and a save by Isley. The puck is stopped down in the mid-slot for Pearson, who misses the net. 2 big chances for the Glads. Golden opportunities. Shorthanded. Halfway through this power play for South Carolina. So Cipollone for Jarvis behind the net. And for what it's worth, I have not played bubble hockey prior to the Gladiators front office staff playing. So it truly doesn't matter. Anybody can play. And anybody can be a champion. Trust me, if Jared can win the championship, anybody can. Jared, he can win it. Anyway, puck into the bumper. McGarrett moves it over to the right dot. Sustalev with it. He'll skate down the boards. Into the corner to the right circle. Connor Moore, rink wide. Left wing wall at the goal line. McGarrett, his pass again intercepted by the Glads. Nicely done defensively for Atlanta. And this Stingrays power play might be over here as it's right next to the South Carolina netminder. South Carolina has to come 200 feet of ice, and they only have 6 seconds of power play time to work with. Puck one-handed at the defensive blue line by Denemy, right back into the grasp of the Stingrays, who fire it in with 7:32 left to go here in the third. A successful penalty kill for the Glads. That was one of my keys to the game for tonight. Keep up the solid penalty kill. And the Glads 5 for their last 5 on the PK overall. Played out of the defensive zone by the Glads, all the way out to neutral. South Carolina back with it, but they turn it over. Blake Murray to the center ice logo. He gets the puck right back and gloves it down to himself. 13 minutes through this third period. You have Tom who asks, who are the top 3 in face-off win percentage for the Glads? You want to know who's right at the top of that list? Connor Galloway, number 20, the first-year pro. Jackson Pearson and Blake Murray right there as well. Pearson, the defensive centerman himself, has won a lot of face-offs last year in his first pro year. And, of course, Murray, a highly touted prospect, former NHL draft pick. We know what he's able to do in the dot. Murray, Pearson, and Galloway all playing down the middle tonight. So Cody Sylvester in the corner sets up his man, played down low. The Glads look to set it up on the backhand. Puck at the wall, Furiolo down low. Nobody there for the Glads, so the puck intercepted by the Stingrays, but Ben Howardchuk gave it up. Stingrays have it back. Howardchuk, a diagonal pass. South Carolina might break through the defense, and they do. The Stingrays score, and it's Jace Isley, 6:08 to go in the third. It's 2-1. Isley just got to a loose puck. It was a beautiful diagonal feed that got through not one but 2 Gladiator defensemen. And Isley had it for a moment. He goes glove side on DeRitter, and South Carolina has broken through. This lead for Atlanta is cut straight in half, and oh, how large does that Cody Sylvester power play goal loom now. So a ton of time left to go in this hockey game. The shutout for Drew DeRitter is over. I can finally say the word. But he was outstanding. He went 26 for his first 26. But the 27th shot whistles right by his glove hand. And South Carolina is on the board. Alex Campbell now with Atlanta looking to get the goal back behind the South Carolina net, but the Stingrays will begin their approach. Here they come. The backhand dump-in feed stopped down by the Gladiator defense. Sauced out to the neutral zone. The Stingrays try to re-enter, but offsides is the call with 5:33 to go. Let's head to immediate timeout. South Carolina has scored their first of the night, and it's a 2-1 score. Welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey, live on Flow Hockey and YouTube. Liam Godimer here with you Atlanta with a 2-1 lead over the South Carolina Stingrays with 5:33 left to go in regulation time. The faceoff comes outside of the Gladiator blue line, won by South Carolina and rifled in on net. Drew DeRitter makes the save, his 27th of the night. The Glads cannot clear out of the defensive zone, so they'll be forced to set up here in the trapezoid. Played over to the near wall and subsequently up the boards. All the way down it goes, but the linesman says no icing. The two linesmen in tonight's game, Jake Paul, number 88, and Quinn Schaefer, number 49. And now on the next play, South Carolina ices the puck themselves. So, with the Gladiators trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead, that's a good start. South Carolina ices the puck, and the faceoff will come in the offensive zone for the Glads. Atlanta now suddenly looking for another insurance goal. For those watching on Flow Hockey, there's the goal for Isley. Went glove side on DeRitter, who was caught leaning a little bit. And Isley celebrated like that was a big one. And with a big crowd waiting nearly 48 minutes plus before scoring the first goal, you knew the place was going to erupt, even if it wasn't a game-tying goal or a go-ahead goal. South Carolina within one. It's on the Stingrays with the puck here in the offensive zone. Engelbert loses it. So Cody Sylvester with it for the Glads. He'll send it in, and Randy Hernandez was going to win that race, and the linesman calls an icing on the Glads. Atlanta's next game coming up, as Tracy mentioned in the YouTube live chat, tomorrow afternoon. The puck drops at 3:05. Atlanta and Greenville from the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. And Atlanta would really like to go into that game riding high on a 2-game winning streak. With Orlando idle tonight, they can grab 2 points in the standings. This is one of the games that the Gladiators have in hand over the Solar Bears. And you need to win those games in hand to make them count. So with 4.5 minutes left to play, Chad Nychuk, number 39, will stretch it ahead. He gets a tip from a teammate, and the puck goes on net. So no icing here. The Stingrays will send it up to the Gladiator blue line. But the puck taken by Derek Topatic. He'll wheel around his own net, and the Glads will get out cleanly here. Skating up along the right wing side will be Atlanta's first line of Alex Campbell, Joey Cipollone, and Simon Boyko. Shot from the line, sticked away by Isley to the far wall. Here's Campbell shooting, another save. One-time blast as the puck comes off of the boards, blocked before getting to the net. A Stingray has his twig snapped straight in half. So the Gladiators back on it. Campbell might knife through the defense. Here's Alex Campbell, and he gets ridden down to the ice. No call, but right there in support is Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Marcinkiewicz gets back up. He'll back off and allow South Carolina to skate up to the red line. Over to the near boards. The puck tipped in by Ben Howardchuk, the son of Dale Howardchuk. As the fourth line goes to work for South Carolina, Jace Isley, Dean Locus, and Ben Howardchuk. 3:25 to go. The Glads will get it out of the defensive zone. Started up by Dominic Marcinkiewicz. He is shoved down to the ice by Blake Thompson, the blue liner. So Isley down the boards. He'll throw a snow shower onto his man as he pulls up in the far corner, but he coughs up the puck. So now the Glads will skate out with speed, but leaving the puck behind him is Jackson Pearson. He dumps it in despite the play being offsides, and now Jackson Pearson is taking shoves to the upper body for some reason, even though he didn't shoot that puck towards the net. What time is puck drop on bubble hockey? Well, to be determined. So it's kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. Our pregames usually go live at 2:30. My coverage starts at 2:45 for a 3 o'clock game. So 2:30. See you there, Jared. There's the hit for those watching on Flow Hockey by Blake Thompson on Dominic Marcinkiewicz. That was a heavy one. Buzzy says, attaboy, if you have a drink stolen and used against you, you may be entitled to compensation. Contact. That's funny. Jared says 2:30 it is. Slapshot Attorneys, that's a good one. How about Slapshot Contracting, our valued partners? You know those autograph booths after every single Gladiator home game? That's brought to you by Slapshot Contracting. Thank you to Slapshot and every single one of the Gladiators' valued partners. One of the newest partners not showed on this page for those watching on YouTube is Raising Cane's. And Gladiators front office staff will be treated to a free lunch on Monday. Looking forward to that. So the Glads inside of the blue line here. Puck worked up the near wall. Jackson Pearson looks to skate over to the far side of the ice, but Jordan Klimek, number 42, will snap it into the neutral zone. But again, the puck bounces in a good direction for the Glads, a bad place for the Stingrays, and South Carolina, with 2:20 left to go, will set up shop in their own zone. Here comes South Carolina, up the right wing. Tyler Weiss looks for a man, tapped out by the Glads. Blake Murray takes a hit to the midsection, but as the puck is relinquished from his possession, it comes back to the Glads. Cody Sylvester looks to dump it in. He cannot, but the puck comes right back for Blake Murray, who will send it in himself as the rest of the Gladiators who are in the offensive zone will get out, and the play will subsequently become onside. So, South Carolina into the O zone. Charlie Combs with it. The puck scooped up by Wilkins. He's shoved off. Here is Murray with the puck with the net empty, and he's able to throw it only as far as the neutral zone. Crunch time here, a minute 45 left to play. South Carolina on an entry that could have been offsides. It's not. Combs at the side of the net. The offside, the non-offsides call won't matter as the Gladiators clear without icing the puck. 1:25 left to go. The puck sent in up along the right wing wall by the Stingrays. Riley Webb, the defenseman, comes in on to support the puck. Behind the net, South Carolina can't pick it up. Engelbert searching for it. The Glads pinning the biscuit up along the wall in the final 65 seconds. Nychuk and Murray, both there. 3 Stingrays are there. It's Wilkins, Combs, and Engelbert. The Glads putting on a clinic, killing off precious time. Under 60 seconds to go. The puck freed up. Riley Webb drops the puck off in the corner. The Glads need to hold on here for a regulation win. Engelbert has more at the top. Instead, he'll dish it off to the right circle. Combs, rink wide, shooting is Wilkins safe. Rebound, and DeRitter makes another stop. The Glads cannot clear. It's kept in by Moore. One-timer to the net. Saved by DeRitter. He gets spun around. The puck behind the net. Played to the front. South Carolina still with it. Half a minute to go. The Stingrays in the offensive zone. Here's Connor Moore with the puck on the forehand from a bad angle. Looks to go to the back door. Blocked by the Glads. Still not out of the zone. Kept in here by South Carolina. A diagonal feed scooped up here at the top. South Carolina tied up right along the wall. Kept in by Engelbert. One-timer. Saved DeRitter. Rebound! And DeRitter keeps it out. He sticks his glove to the goal line and makes a game-saving stop with 8 seconds to go in regulation. Engelbert had it, the quick tap, one-timer produced a rebound, and Combs desperately down to the ice, tried to stuff it in, and Drew DeRitter said, not that time, and the Glads are 8 seconds away. Timeout, South Carolina. I'm going to get my heartbeat down a little bit. Be nice if I turn my mic on. A warm welcome back to Atlanta Gladiators Hockey. Liam Godimer here with you. 8 seconds to go in regulation time. Atlanta with a 2-1 lead over the South Carolina Stingrays. Extra attacker on for South Carolina. Offensive zone face-off for the home side. 6-on-5 we skate. Drew DeRitter needs one more sequence to win this game for the Glads. Engelbert against Murray. Near dot. Biggest face-off of the game. Here we go. The puck is dropped, and it's won by the Stingrays. One-time blast from Miller. Stopped by DeRitter. And 2 seconds to go. The Gladiators win. Atlanta takes this one by a final score of 2-1, and Drew DeRitter robs Micah Miller, the former Glad, in the final seconds. He got every last inch of that one-timer, and Drew DeRitter's best save of the night is his last one, and the Glads hold serve. They win by a final score of 2-1 on the road and hand South Carolina just their third loss on home ice this season and their second to the Gladiators. Third home loss in regulation, I should say. What a gutsy effort and win for your Atlanta Gladiators. 2 bus hogs coming as the Gladiators head from one part of South Carolina to another, from North Charleston to Greenville. Atlanta will bus looking for 3 wins in a row tomorrow afternoon when the puck drops at 3:05. Atlanta in the win improves to 23-23, 5-2. They now have 53 points, while South Carolina in the loss falls to 32-13, 3-2. They remain at 69 points. The Stingrays on the road fall to 23-3-1, while the Gladiators on the road earn their 10th win away from Gas South Arena. They're now 10-12-3-0. away from home ice. Once again, the Gladiators win by a final score of 2-1. Before we let you go, a quick recap of tonight's game. The Gladiators scored the first goal of the game. It was Chad Nychuk at 12:21 of the first period, set up by Alex Campbell and Joey Cipollone. Nychuk let a wrister go from the left circle. It deflected off of the lower body of the former Glads captain, Jacob Graves, and into the net. At 7:27 of the third, after a second period in which no goals were scored except for this guy against Jared at bubble hockey, Cody Sylvester would give the Gladiators a much-needed insurance goal. His 19th of the season, assisted by Derek Topatic and Blake Murray on the power play. At 13:52 of the third, Jace Isley would score his 4th goal of the year from Ben Howardchuk and Riley Webb, but that is as close as South Carolina would get in tonight's contest. Atlanta on the power play ended the game 1-for-2, while South Carolina was 0-for-2. The shots on goal officially in the final frame, 12-9 in favor of the Gladiators, 31-26 South Carolina for the game. The goaltenders in the loss, Seth Isley makes 24 saves on 26 shots. Isley falls to a record in his 24th appearance of the season to 14-9-1-0. He remains with 3 shutouts on the year. His goals against average will remain under 3.00 and his save percentage over 900. In the win for the Gladiators, making his 5th straight start, Drew DeRitter made 30 saves on 31 shots like he was on Wednesday. He was once again the star of the show with Atlanta, once again without Ethan Heider. In his 28th appearance of the year, Drew DeRitter earns win number 9. He is now 9-12-5-1-1. His goals against average will fall beneath where it was prior to tonight's game at 2.90, and his save percentage, which was once at 908, will almost certainly go up closer and closer to that 920 mark. With that, for the final time, the Gladiators win tonight's game by a final score of 2-1 in regulation against the South Carolina Stingrays. Until tomorrow, when Jared and I begin a best-of-3 of bubble hockey, and then the Glads face off with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, stay safe, stay well, and as always, I hope you enjoyed Atlanta Gladiators Hockey on YouTube Live, presented as always by Authenticate, and of course, Atlanta Gladiators Hockey on Flow Hockey, the ECHL's exclusive streaming provider. We'll talk tomorrow. Until then, have a great night.